today? It's Friday and I'm back. Hi, everybody. What is going on? Yes, it's your girl, Philly Chica, in the home of the lituation. Yes, we're back. We back with another recap, with another Chase to Reality recap. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, get in here. You're not going to want to miss this interview. It's finna go down, okay? Because the person that's finna come up here, oh my goodness, I've been waiting for all week. I don't know about y'all. I have been waiting for all week. So I'm going to wait for y'all to get up in here. When you do, please make sure y'all are hitting that like button. Tap that like the little thumbs uppy thing at the bottom. Y'all see it. I know you see it. You see it. You know what I mean? Hit the like button. Make sure you share it. Hurry up, share it. It takes a second. Just, share it. Boom, boom, share. And then y'all better subscribe. Like after this interview, I know you're going to subscribe because, ooh, it's going to be some shit, baby. I'm trying to tell you. So mind you, this person, that's coming up, she's been here before. She's came up, hit that link and popped her shit. You see what I'm saying? And kept it lit to the point where we had to run it back, okay? Because we got some new shit to talk about, okay? So everybody that's just coming up in here, please make sure you have liked, you've shared, you know what I'm saying? You subscribe, you see the instructions on the bottom. Don't act like you can't read. Don't do it, you see it up going on. You know what I mean? While we wait, and make sure y'all doing what y'all supposed to do. Make sure you got your libations going, you know. Make sure you got everything, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time. It's time right now, It really is. I'm waiting for everybody to give. Ooh, our special guest that I'm getting ready to bring up, okay? A royal crown family royal. Welcome to, wait a minute, y'all not ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all not ready because I don't see any crowns. I'm like, maybe it's on my end. Let me check my phone. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, nah. I don't see no crowns. Like I need to see some crowns. Where's the crowns at? When I see those crowns, I have to bring my guests up. Because this is gonna be an interview to shut it down. Because I'm trying to tell you, like, she the bad guy. Everybody, they talk about her being the bad guy, and we gotta make sure, woo, Philly got the questions. Okay, I got them. 21 pages. You know what I'm saying? So, and I put a post on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me over on IG at Philly Chica 2016. Okay, Philly Chica 2016. Because I asked the Crown family over there what y'all want me to ask. What do y'all want me to ask? And y'all hit me up with some good questions. So I got them all in there. So you know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I hope my guest is ready. Are you guys ready? You got your libations. I know it's a Friday night. Get yourself together. Let's go. Here we go. Okay. Let's give a Crown family royal welcome again. Okay. Second time, 3P to Miss Nicole Rae here. Where you at, girl? Where you at?
What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Look at my bell. Hi.
Hey, boo.
How are you looking gorge as
Oh,
you?
honey. I was
Uh,
rushing, baby. I was rushing, child.
you
I'm
don't look
not
like
gonna
it.
get another one. Huh?
You don't look like it. You look like you
Huh?
just woke up like this. Like you woke
Thank
up like this.
you.
Like I'm so happy to see you,
Thank you. I'm happy to
So
be
I hope
here.
you ready to pop your shit, girl, and keep it lit. You ready?
Let's get it going, baby. Let's see what we got popping.
Okay, so we gotta first start off, because I asked everybody, we talk shit over here, but we wanna keep it cute and not be rude, what are your pronouns?
That bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah.
No, I'm just kidding. She heard the regular stuff, child.
Period. Okay.
The
Okay.
regular
There we
stuff.
go. We just had to get that out the way because I ask everybody. I
Right.
like
No,
make sure.
totally. I totally understand.
So let me get your tagline together. Okay.
Okay, let's
Delusion,
go.
delusion, or dysfunction. The queen reigns supreme.
Honey, she
Okay.
always reigns supreme, child. Okay.
Period. Always. Okay. So you have
Always.
dubbed yourself the queen of this season of chasing. Is
I mean,
that? Did you
I
come
think
to?
the people kind of gave it to me, honey. We came to this conclusion together.
Together. It was a. You were voted in.
Yeah,
You know.
there was a
Okay.
vote, honey, and
I,
that's what happened.
I got you. I feel you. Okay, here we go. So, we got that out the way. I got my little checklist. I had to get it all off, because
Okay, boom,
I got
let's
some
go.
questions for you. I got some questions for you,
And
okay?
I might have
So,
the answers. Let's
okay,
go.
you're right. I know you do. I know you do. So it says, I've been snooping, and it says you're
Oh,
from Riverside County, California. Can you
I
tell me about your city?
Riverside is a pretty big county, actually. It's about 1 hour outside of Los Angeles. It's considered more like the suburbs type of deal.
Got
So
you.
it's more like, it's a lot more land. You know how LA is kind of like city, city, city. Like Riverside
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit more like of the country part, but it's still like right down the street, literally, honey. So yeah.
Got you. So, like being a county girl is a different lingo that you had, or
No,
like
it's
how
the
was it
same. You know what
growing
I mean? 'Cause
up?
here's the thing: people from LA oftentimes live out here and work in Los Angeles, or they
Oh,
oftentimes live
got
out
you.
there and work out here. So it's literally like hand in hand. It's almost like if
Okay.
you lived in Atlanta and you live in Lithonia or Alpharetta.
Oh, okay,
It's like an
right.
hour
Gwinnett
outside. So
County.
it's kind of like Los Angeles, then it's like
Mm-hmm.
Riverside, then it's San Diego, then it's Palm Springs. So everything is like in a row, but it's all like within reaching distance to get to each other. You know what I mean?
Got you. That makes sense. Okay. So, what was your childhood nickname? Do you mind sharing?
I really didn't have one. Like, I never really had like a nickname. Like, I tell
Now,
my mom that all the time, though. Like, when people be like, oh, this was my nickname from growing up, and they still have it
yeah,
like to this day. Like, I never
yeah.
really had one.
You're like the fourth guest that came up here and said they ain't had no nickname. Like in
Right.
Philly, you ain't had no nickname like Waterhead, Big Head,
I'm trying to think, like, if they
like
call me anything. No, not that
no.
no,
Okay. Not my sugar plum, my honey. Okay, okay, all right.
Right,
So
exactly.
yeah.
Child. Mm.
Okay, so snooping again, I saw you were giving your Barbie a haircut, and that sparked your interest into getting into the beauty and cosmetology world.
So
Tell me
funny
about
thing
that
is,
story.
I didn't know that that's what sparked my interest. Like, you know how you do certain things, and I think it's not until we get a little bit older and we hone in like on our senses that we begin
Mm-hmm.
to realize, like, oh my God, like this was setting me up for this. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like when I was a
Yeah.
kid, honey, I just used to take every doll that I could find. It could be my doll, it could be my mama's doll, because my mom has a thing for dolls. Child, we're not gonna get into that, child, but
What?
it could be my doll, it could be her doll. It don't matter whose doll it was. Like, and I'm just messing with the hair, honey, chopping it up,
Yeah.
hacking it up, like doing all kind of stuff. I didn't know that meant that I like to do hair. You know what I mean? Like I was
Right.
just
Right.
creatively expressing myself. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
until I got a little bit older that I got deeper into doing hair. And I was like, oh,
Hmm.
I guess that's what I was trying to express all those years. You know what I mean? So people always
That
thought
makes
it was
sense.
something else that I was trying to do. And it was just like, oh, okay. Who knew she was going to be the next great hair thing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
nobody knew.
exactly. Exactly. I do hair as well, and mine
Okay,
started.
twin. See, that's why we're kindred
Period.
spirits, child.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. So mine started with the My Little Pony dolls, and
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was destined to do hair because I grew my bald headed cousin. I put cheese in her hair and actually made her hair grow, and I had been about 7. So I was
Right.
like, yeah,
And
these
we just
hands is
don't know. You know what I
magical.
mean? Like we don't know what we're doing or we don't know what it's gonna turn
Mhm.
into. Just know that we like to do something. And I
Correct.
oftentimes tell people like those are the best careers. Like if you can take something that you actually love to do and flip
Yes.
that into a way to make some money, then you're doing
Hmm.
it because it's never gonna really feel like work. You know what I mean? Like I would literally do
Exactly.
hair for nothing. If I didn't have to worry about bills and overhead and things of that nature, I
Okay.
would just do it because
Yes.
I enjoy doing it, you know?
Exactly. And I mean, have you ever just looked at somebody like if you just dye your hair or just move your hair a little bit like this, you would look
Oh,
so much
baby.
better.
I be in it like, oh my God, if they would just let me get a hold of it. Like, please just let me. Just
Just let me
please,
just
come on. Like, you
mm,
don't got to give me no money, baby. Just, I know what this is going to do for you and for your confidence and for your life. So
exactly.
just let me get in there, honey, and let me just do this. And I do that all the time. More so when I was younger. Not as much
Hmm.
anymore. I don't have as much time as I used to have. But when I was younger,
Gotcha.
honey, I'll do anybody hair. Like, baby, I just feel like
Yeah.
this will look good on you. Like, let me do
Well,
this.
yeah, like
Let me try
please.
this. Yeah. Let me try this
Hmm.
style out on you, because that's how you learn. You have to have guinea pigs.
You do. And my thing is like watching the Tyler Perry cast, like it sends me like just seeing the net and everything. I'm like, Oh, why do they do that to them? Like, but
Or
yes,
like when you watch the plays, honey, and they tuck the wig like right up under
yes.
here, and I'm just
The
like,
little mic right there, like please, like just don't. Okay, whatever. So it just takes a second, a little bit. They need us. They need us out here,
they do,
Nicole.
and we're here for it. Let's go. Let's go talk to them.
Exactly. So 18 years in the world of cosmetology, you have slayed the hair of some pretty famous people. Go ahead and tell us, who has had enjoyed the Nicole hair experience.
Man, everybody from Gladys Knight to Lisa Ray to Kiki
Yes.
Bear to KJ Smith, honey, to Jocelyn from Top Model, honey, to Eva Marcel from Top Model, from Kamorley Simmons, like you name it. Like I've really worked with a lot of people in my life, honey. I was blessed at a young age to like kind of get into that world of doing that type of hair and stuff. So it kind of was just like, it was go time for a lot of years. For a lot of years, honey, I was on a move, I was on a go.
That's amazing. Not Miss Gladys. You touched Miss Gladys. That's the legend right
I
there.
did, honey. It's so crazy because, like, a lot of this stuff, like, of course, talent is one thing, honey. But I tell people all the time, a lot of times it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And so,
Mm.
one of my relatives actually sings background for her. So when her hairstylist that normally does her hair was, missing in action for a little bit because she was going through some things and whatnot, they kind of threw my name in the hat. I mean, I still had to audition. I still had to, meet the lady. I still had to, get her
Mm.
approval and whatnot. But it was still kind of just like, it's who you know. So they threw my name in there and she liked what I did, and I was just like, oh, okay.
There you go. It takes one sick assistant, and you right up in there like,
And you right there, exactly. Like literally, like one of my
yeah.
photographers was a photographer for Lisa Ray, and she was looking
Mm.
for a new hairstylist at one point. And he threw my name in the hat, and she was like, "Come on down to the house, honey. Let me see what you got, honey." Like, and I'm just like, "Okay, like,
There you go.
like, I'm like, come on, let me tote my little bag up in here." And I
Yes.
was younger then, so you got to think, honey, I'm like 20, 21 or something like that. So it's just kind of like, hi, trying not
Right.
to stand out and still be professional and still let her know, like, hey, I know who you are, baby. Like, I rock with you. I know who you are.
Exactly.
This was like right in the height of all that she had going on and whatnot.
Exactly.
So,
And then not listen to the tea, but you hear the tea because we hear everything, right? And we see all the text messages. We really be knowing all the tea on these people, but we be keeping it cute and
and when
keeping it
I tell
real.
you, she was so down to earth, honey. Like she came and opened the door for me, honey. She was
Wow.
cooking hamburgers, honey. And she said, "I'm gonna give you a hug in just 1 second, but I got hamburger on my hand. Hold on, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and I'm
Wow.
gonna give you." Like she was so down to earth and cool, honey. But
Okay.
definitely, what y'all see is what y'all get. She wears white at home. It don't matter,
Mhm.
child. It was a white sweatsuit. I'm like, girl, you really wear white everywhere you go, like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Like you go ahead, girl. I cannot. I can't even wear white to my bathroom because it's just like, yeah. One
Honey,
of the
every time I
kids.
wear white, I'll be like,
Yes, somebody gonna bump into me, an accidental hit you. It's something, yeah. But
it's
you
gonna
go
be some
ahead
kind
with
of
this
situation. I'm not here for a child.
period, period. So, and they gotta trust us hairstylists because we know all the secrets of the secrets. We know what they really look like.
Oh, you do.
So
I,
we
like
get
where the bodies are buried. Like people don't understand that as a hairstylist, honey. Like we are literally like probably closer to them than a lot of people in their lives. You know what I mean? Because people feel
period.
comfortable. Something about being in somebody's head that makes them
Hmm.
feel comfortable to tell you things. So it's kind of just like
Exactly.
the relationship between a hairstylist and their client is usually unmatched.
Period. That's so true. So, can you tell us about Glam Hair and Company? Tell us about it.
Oh my goodness. So initially that's what it was called back in the day when I first launched it, honey.
Got
So
it.
I just was looking for something like I was, people was bringing me all kind of stuff. Like this is back in the day, honey, when like Milky Way was popping. You know what I mean? Like
Okay. Oh, girl. Yeah.
you know what, honey? So when Milky Way and
Mhm.
stuff like that was popping, honey, back in the day, honey, like that's
Right.
what, people would do. That was they go to, but it was like, it was no longevity in it. You know what I mean? It'd give you a
Got
cute
it.
style for right then, but it was just
Mm.
like, okay, eventually what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Like, what can we do with the hair? So what was going on was the Indians were coming out and selling Indian hair like 90 gone west, honey, for
Straight
the
out the
prices were
hood.
sky high back then though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
fifty
Mm.
dollars an ounce, and it'd be like
Mm.
you need 8 to 10 ounces to do one whole head. So I'm like, let me try to find something that's in the middle here, that's Indian, but it's still not the most expensive. Let me try to outsource somewhere. Like, it's no reason why they should be coming into our communities and making money that should be for us because we're literally the only ones that wear it. Like
Exactly.
even when it
You're
comes to
right.
beauty supplies, even when it comes to beauty
Yeah.
supplies, there'll be black people that work there, but you
Yeah.
typically don't see
It's
black owned
Chinese
beauty
owned.
supply stores.
You are never lying about that. It's the Chinese people that own it here, but you see the workers that are black that's selling and pushing the product. So you're
Exactly. So
absolutely
they
correct.
exploit us to make them money. And it's just like they don't respect us like they respect their own selves. You know what I mean? Like, make me a
Correct.
manager or something. Make me a
Correct.
part of this business. You know what I mean? So it was just kind
Correct.
of like, let me try to search, and see what I can find, honey. And then I just came up with Glam Hair and Co, honey. And I was like, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do, honey. I mean, I've since renamed it, honey, since I've been rebranding and things of that
What's
nature.
your
It's
email?
now
Let
the
me write
Nicole
that
Rae
down.
Hair Collection, honey. But yeah, so that's what it used to be called when I first started out.
Okay, okay, we're gonna talk about that level up because I guess you showed that unit, that wig unit on chasing reality later on. So
Hmm.
that's where the blow up is from that name. So I got you. Okay, okay. So your work even appeared on billboard across ads across Times Square, NYC. Tell us some of those billboard ads so we can look out for them if we
Oh
see
my
them.
God. So when I was probably like 25, all the way until I was like probably like 29, maybe 30-ish, honey, like I was the lead hairstylist for Lot 29 in South Pole Clothing. So
Mhm.
literally twice a year we would do the ad campaigns and whatnot. So the billboards were always in Times Square. Like Lot 29 in South Pole Clothing is based in New Jersey.
Got
So
it.
we
Yes.
filmed in New
Oh,
York. So the billboards would be everywhere. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of
yes.
crazy to walk into a Macy's and see hair that you've done. And at that time, I was doing hair and makeup. Child,
Wow.
I don't want to go back to those days, honey, of working that hard. Honey. Let me tell you something. I was a hustler, baby, honey. If there was a bag to
Got
be had,
you.
honey,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
they typically like to work with people who are local. Because when you fly me from California to New York, you have to fly me there, you have to put me up, honey, and you have to transport me here. So I was just kind of like, I can give you hair and makeup all in one
All
package,
right.
and I
Yeah.
can save you a couple of dollars, even though I'm going to cost you a couple of more dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. You get the package, but it's gonna cost you a couple more dollars. But
It's still
you
gonna
want
cost you more.
it's gonna be good service either way on
It's
both
gonna be a
packages.
one-stop shop, baby. That's it. That's
Period,
all.
period. So you rather do hair more than makeup?
Yeah, like makeup, hair, I feel like I can do with my eyes closed. Makeup, I love to do it on
Yeah.
myself. I don't want to do it on anybody else no more. Like I'll do it on some of my friends if we're going somewhere. If somebody asks me to do a little eyeshadow or something, but
Right.
makeup has evolved so much now that it's
Yes,
kind of just like,
Lord.
it's kind of like I know what works for my face. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly what to highlight this face
Right,
to make
right.
it do what I needed to do. Now, if I gotta highlight your face and find your color and do all this and do all that, like I just rather just do my. I don't even really care to do my own that much no more. I will, but if I can go ahead and get my makeup artist in here, honey, to get me together, honey, I'm ready for her.
Correct. Okay, but yeah, it's a good little coin over there too. I only do for around proms or stuff like that, weddings, just special occasion makeup. But other than
Right.
that, on the day to day, it's not my
Exactly,
thing
right. Because
because
I feel like as hairstylists, we can bang hair out, honey. I can straighten your hair in
yes,
3 seconds, honey. I can throw some curls in
get you
two
out of
seconds,
there.
braid you up and stitch a weave in 2.2
Exactly,
seconds. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
if it comes to
exactly.
something else, honey, I don't want to do that no more.
And then they want touch ups, so you got to follow them around. It's just a lot with all of the
It's
makeup.
a lot.
And then with
Exactly.
the monkey of the pox that's out here, and the people don't take care of their faces, so I'm just not
Yes,
in the mood for all of
the
that.
posh child. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that. People don't wash their face as well, so I'm good.
They don't, child. They
Mm-mm.
definitely not, honey.
Okay, so seeing that your career is thriving, what made you want to join the cast of Chasing Reality? Like, what made you? What was the draw into that? Because you booked and busy, you got these avenues. We talked about the coinage, a little bit. You know what I mean? So, what made you say I want to dip into reality TV?
I wanted some more Instagram followers, and I wanted to meet boys. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like that was my first initial thing. Like initially, I was just like, because I'm of a particular age, honey. So like, posting on Instagram all the time. Like I don't be having time for that, honey. I used to have somebody that ran like all my social media and all that stuff, and then she got sick, and then that didn't work out. So honestly, for me, like I was just like, oh, I would like to be honestly, I would like to be popular in the LGBTQ sector. That's really honestly what it was. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because for me, I'm popular in the straight world. Like when I'm at
got
my
you.
salon, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I'm not
right,
walking around like with a name badge on. That's like,
right.
hey, this is Nicole, and this is what it is. You
This
know
is
what I
what
mean?
it is.
And it
Right.
wasn't that I was like, ashamed of it or afraid of it or anything. It was just how the transition just came. You know what I mean? Like, because
It
you
was
have to think, like, I didn't transition super, super late, but I was in my 20s. Like, I was in my early 20s when I started to transition. So I lived my life a different way for 20 something years. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
If you
Okay.
know, you know. But if you're fresh meeting me, you wouldn't
Right.
know.
You never
So
know.
it
Right.
was like,
Exactly.
how can I get the word out to the
Mm.
masses all at one time, honey? You know what I mean? Like, how can I
Get everybody on all one accord.
to get
Like,
everybody on one accord, you know what I mean? And I just felt like in this type of space would be a safe space to do it because it's the LGBTQ platform. So instead of being on like mainstream TV trying to expose myself and get people to understand it, and like, why not put it out there on a platform that's built on that? So it's kind of just like they get me and I get them. You know what I mean? Like,
right, correct. And do you think mainstream TV would have made it more of a mockery like Sydney Star? Do you think Sydney Star makes more
and
of a mockery of
that
it?
was part of my reservation when it came to like mainstream TV, because I've actually had opportunities from mainstream TV to do certain things, but I never wanted it to be like a joke. I never wanted it to be like, oh, this is the token trans woman, or
Right,
this and this is that. And I didn't want them to paint a picture for me as a trans person, even though some pictures have been painted on this particular show. But at
right,
least, I thought that this was a safer space. And
right.
I knew that a lot of gay boys or men who were trans attracted or whoever, honey, I mean, I was like, it's going to be some boys. They going to want me. Like, what's up? Like, let me get over here, honey. Let me do my thing, honey. Let me be pretty. Like, what's going on?
That's
Like, so
right.
that's really what it was. And then I also thought about, like, the other projects that I have going on. Because honestly, I never thought that me being on this show was going to get new clients to my salon. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm very much under the impression that a lot of the fans are on the East Coast or they're in the South or this and this and that. So they're not necessarily in Riverside County where I live. They're not coming in,
Right.
but they can buy some bundles that I can ship to them. They can buy some
And
bonnets
this
that
is
I can
fun.
ship to them. They can
Wow.
buy a wig that I can ship to them. They can
Okay.
buy some of the other things that I have coming out that I can ship to them. So why not make a couple of extra dollars all at the same time? But really, honestly, it was for the boys and for some new Instagram followers.
Well, I mean, you keeping it honest. I mean, hey.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad thing, you know what I mean? Like, and I just thought, like, why not showcase myself to the world on this platform? Like, I watch the platform and it's a good platform. So I'm just like, why not, showcase what I have? And it's a win-win situation. You know what I mean? Like,
That's into my next question. So you had watched previous seasons of Chasing LA, and you know,
I had watched Chasing Atlanta and I had
and
watched Dallas. I had heard about LA because some of my friends that I knew had tried to, I guess, audition for LA the first season. So I had heard little things about it. I hadn't officially watched the whole entire thing at the time when I was thinking about joining the platform. I hadn't watched the whole thing yet. Before I actually made my first debut to film some stuff, I watched it, but I hadn't watched the whole thing at first.
okay. So before before you got the call back, you ain't watch it. But when you got
Before I got the call back, I had probably watched a couple of
a
episodes
couple
just to see what was
episodes,
going on. And then I
okay,
got the call back, and then it was like a little
and it was like,
process and whatnot. So during the process, when I was waiting to hear a yes or no, honey, I went on ahead and binged that thing just so I
I
can
know
see
that's
what I'm
right.
getting myself into. You know what I mean? It's like a job. If you want to go work at Walgreens, honey, you're gonna look up stuff about Walgreens. If you're gonna go work on Wall Street, you're gonna look up things about the company that you're gonna go work for, so you can know what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself there.
There you go.
It's
So I'm
partially
like,
a good thing and partially a bad thing. I will say
it
that
is,
you
it
do,
is.
because
It's
you
a
do
double
kind of
edged
get
sword.
preconceived notions of things, and you do kind of like get
Right,
something in your mindset that may or may not, be the actual. But hey, what can I
right.
say? I did it.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you have like a favorite castmate from the original castmates going into filming? Like you was like, I hope I do scenes with this person, or
So
you
this
just
is the funniest thing, honey, and I promise you, not just because I'm on this channel right now. This is on my life, honey. And if they could pull my little audition video when I was talking to the people on the Zoom, honey, I told them the person I was most excited to meet was King Payne, and I'm gonna tell you why, honey. I could not wait to meet that man and hear him say period to the period to the period. Like, that's what I was most excited for, because I just thought this shit was funny. Like, it was clever and it was funny. And me being a jokester and me being a person that will recite stuff all the time, I was just like, this dude is hella clever and funny for this. Like, to keep saying this because it resonated in my mind. And I
yeah,
literally said that to them on the casting thing. I was like, ooh, I cannot wait to meet him just so I can hear him say that.
Periana to the period. Yes, it's
Honey,
so
I
funny
cannot
when you
wait for that.
and it flows right off. Like it
It
fits
flows right
right
off your
in.
tongue, honey. Like, it just
Right,
goes. Like, it
correct.
goes. Like, it just flows. And that's not just because I'm on here right now doing this interview, honey.
I
Like,
get you.
it's some producers in the chat, honey, and they can let y'all know that's really what I said, honey, in my
Okay.
interview, honey.
I'm just
That's what
giving you
I
a
wanted to hear
chance.
that man say that.
All right, all right. So at this point of the interview, I play a little lyric game with the
Child,
castmates.
I should have rehearsed. I should have
Oh
practiced for
no,
this because I saw you playing with all the people, honey, and I'm
no,
going to lose, honey. I don't
it's
usually lose, but I'm going to lose today. But let's go.
it's too late, baby. All you gotta do is tell me what castmate you think that this song came from.
Okay,
That's
let's go.
it.
Let's
I
go,
ain't
baby.
gonna go that hard to tell you, the
Okay,
song
let's
title.
go.
All that.
Come on.
All right, so let me sing. I'm gonna give you a little easy one. I ain't gonna call it easy, but we gonna say, okay. Say it with your chest, little nigga, because I ain't gonna budge. To the shots fired, it's a shame. It ain't one of us. Who cast me? Which one of your castmates said that?
Ain't that poetic?
Yes, that is poetic.
Okay.
So that if you ain't know, you got one. See, look at you. You doing better than you thought. See, it's not that
Okay,
bad.
child. Let's go, baby. Whew.
Okay.
I got you, boo. Poetic. I know
You
your
got
song, baby.
it. You got it. Okay, here we go. Do what I want because I can and I want to. You haters mad because you ain't. Well, because you can't and you want to. What castmate said that? Whose lyrics come from?
Rich Bomb.
Oh, yeah, that's the official campaign. That's
Oh,
Sprite.
is it? Oh my God. I'm
Yes.
sorry. My bad, King Pang. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It just came out. Everybody go stream
Oh,
Prey.
it's a new song. Oh, that's not
Yes.
fair. You gotta give me something old. You
I
cannot.
mean,
You're cheating.
I'm not cheating. I
Girl,
mean,
I'm out here
it's
living
like
this chasing
2 weeks
LA life, honey.
old.
I ain't listened to nothing yet. Child, I am stressed.
It's like 2 weeks old. It's like 2 weeks. Okay, okay, all right.
I've
I'm
been
gonna
out
give
of town for 2 weeks, child. Okay, let's go.
you.
I'm ready. Boom. Okay, I'm back. Let's
Okay,
go.
you got
I'm back.
one.
Let's
One out of two. Okay, here we go. Here we go the third
go.
one.
Let's
Here
go.
we go. Whew, we don't need no hate for y'all it's too late. If you ain't yelling Black Lives Matter, you ain't straight. Your pockets are empty and your pussy is late.
Oh my God. Who the fuck? Oh, child. Okay, let me see.
Yeah,
Okay. Y'all
that's
help
one
me.
of your
Add me in the
castmates.
chat. Come
No,
on.
no, no, no help, no help. That's one of your castmates. They said that. These they lyrics.
You want to know what? It sounds like something that William would say. I don't know, just because it said Black Lives Matter, and I feel like he's the only person that would actually put that in a song.
Is that your final answer? Yes, William the Barrett.
Yes!
Fuck
When I tell
Karens.
you he's the only
Yes.
person that I could think of on this cast that would actually put that in a song.
Yes,
Boom.
that is William the Baddest. Fuck Karen. Yes, we don't
And
need
see,
no.
and I knew, and I was just talking about that song in an interview chat, and I didn't even hear the song. I just heard the chorus, but I just cause honest, no, I'm just okay. Keep going. Next
We're
topic.
gonna get
Next
there. We're
topic.
gonna get there.
Next
Okay,
topic.
so now we're on the third one. You get this one right, you're gonna tie, and we're gonna have to give you the bonus one. Okay,
Yes, give me a bonus one, child. Let's go.
we getting there. We getting there. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Oh, okay. I've been hot since 1990, and nowadays niggas rhyme at 90. What's Gramps rap about? An Ivy? Who you think? Who you think said that one?
Child, oh child. It's
Hmm.
only two people left that it could be, and I'm gonna say that it's Rich.
Rich Bomb. Oh, I knew you'd be. See, I didn't give you a Rich Bomb song because I knew you was gonna guess one.
Is
It
that
ain't
Fly
Rich Bomb.
King? I was gonna say
It's
it was either him or
Fly
Fly King.
King.
I was gonna say that,
Yes,
but I didn't know Fly King really had like songs out. No shade. That's no shade to the Fly. No, it's not. I thought he was like a battle rapper. I didn't know he actually like put songs out. But okay, I was gonna say it was one of those two. It sounded more like something Fly King would say, and I was
yes,
gonna pick him. I
that's
promise
Fly
I was.
King.
Like
Yes.
I was gonna say it's between one of those two, honey. It didn't sound aggressive enough to be a Rich Bomb song,
No,
but
no, no, no. Yeah,
it was
no.
more lyrical. So it
A
was
Rich
more
Bomb
lyrical. Like
song.
Rich is more like in your face, like shake it fast,
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
kind of rap.
yeah. Rich Bomb more like he said he'll piss in your face, but he keep it a neat place. That's a Rich
Right.
Bomb.
But the lyrics was good though, Fly King. I like that. I'm gonna have, what song is that, child? Let me go listen to it.
Limelight. That's Limelight by Fly King I.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in my thing because I mean the lyrics was cute, honey. They
That was
was.
cute. Okay,
I ain't
yes.
mad.
So unfortunately, Nicole, you tied with actually Rich Bomb. So y'all both got 2 out of 3.
It's
I'll let you
okay.
do.
I
I'll
don't
let you
because
do
here's
the
the thing.
tiebreaker.
Everyone on my cast primarily does rap, and I'm not really a rap listener.
Got it.
So
Got
I'm,
it.
you know what I mean. I'm more of an R&B girl, honey. Like,
So, do you want to do the tiebreaker with Rich Bomb, or y'all cool
come
with
on,
sharing?
let's go. Let me have a tiebreaker. Let's go, child.
Okay, you ready? Okay. You know I love you, but I'm not going to beg. I deserve way more than you've been giving me. Which one you?
Jalen.
Yes, song cry. Yes, it
See,
is.
I
So
know I'm more of an R&B
you
girl.
are second place. Yes, you're the second place. You get the tiara. Dang, yes, you got that. So we all still have Fly King Eye. He won the whole thing, so he holds the crown. So you right there,
Oh,
right
I
now.
thought Poetic Cat got him all right.
No, Poetic got knocked down by Fly King Eye. He
Oh, he
got
did. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, Poetic. I
it.
thought you were the winner. But yeah, I mean, and that's, he's a lyricist, so he probably pays attention to other people's lyrics. So, like I said, I don't really listen to hip hop, no shade. Like,
Got you.
I listen to like one song from everybody just to say that I listen to it and I support and I download it and I'll play it like while I'm in the shower. But I just, bitch, give me a Kelly Price, give me a fucking Brandy, give me a Tamia, honey. Give me one of those girls.
I got you, but you did good. You guessed the cast. You actually got fuck Karen. I was shocked. I thought you wasn't going to get that one. You
Because
know?
of the lyrics. Here's the thing, like those are things that someone who's not us would say about us to make it, you know what I mean? It that you know,
I
you know,
know.
it's not too many black people that put Black Lives Matter in their songs. No shade. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's not
correct. Yeah.
it's more of an other type of person that would put that in their song. So that's why I got it. Like it made sense.
She said other. Yes. Okay. So, so all right. Let's get into this chase and stuff. All right. So,
Child, do we have to? No, I'm just kidding.
you
All
know,
right,
we
let's
got
go, boo. Let's do it. I'm ready.
to.
No, I was excited to come here, honey. I rock with you, honey. I was excited to
I
come here.
was so nervous
I'm
and
ready.
excited. I didn't beat this face all. I was like,
Period.
oh my
We're
god.
on a date, child. Right. We are on a date, honey.
We're
This
gonna
is a
do
date,
this.
baby. Hello.
Yes,
Like
yes. And you pulled up so cute. And I was like,
we already had an appetizer before, honey. So now we having the main course. Let's
here
go.
we go. Here we go. I'll turn my phone on silent. Like, we good. You know, you send that text like, I like this person. We good. Okay, here we go.
Right. Y'all
So,
don't have to come save me.
I'll say, you ain't got to do the fake call. So, okay. What were your expectations going into when you got accepted for Chasing Reality? What was your expectations with joining?
Honestly, I thought we was gonna have a lot of fun. Like I was expecting to meet these people. I was expecting, I knew certain people I didn't know who was gonna still be here from last season because they don't tell us any of that. You know what I mean? So like I said, before I got the official call to join the cast, I had watched it. So I knew that like, people were singers, people were artists. I knew that people did fashion and things like that. So I thought we would like kind of work together and I just thought really we would have fun. Like I was expecting a lot of hanging out, a lot of turning up, and a little piece of drama. Like I was honestly expecting, just to shoot the shit. Like, like
A little piece, just a little piece,
yeah,
but
just a
everything.
little piece of drama. Like I was expecting, I mean, I know that there was a lot of drama last year, but I wasn't expecting it to be, drama. And I definitely wasn't expecting me to be at the helm of the damn drama child. But I was just here to have fun. Like anybody who knows me knows I'm a good time, baby. Like I'm literally just a fun girl. Like I just want to have fun. I want to shoot the shit. I want to turn up, honey. I want my cocktail. Like I want to have fun and I want everybody around me to have fun. Like that's all I want.
My class, I just take a little shot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I feel like this gonna get thick. All right. So, did you personally know anyone prior to filming?
The
Anyone
only
from the
person I knew
cast?
was Jeremy. Me and Jeremy know each other from the ballroom scene and from hanging out, and we have mutual friends and stuff like that. So I knew him before we started filming this.
Okay. So, your Friendsgiving dinner. Okay. First of
Let's
all,
go.
actually, we got to meet you when you did Hershey's wig, and
Okay.
you put the hands on that wig because that wig was crying when it came in. It was crunchy. It
I'm
was
glad
shivering.
somebody else said it. See, when you say it, they're not going to attack you because I said it, baby. They were attacking me on week 1 that I was on the show. Like,
We saw you sweating. You pulled out a buffer. You was like this with it, and still
baby,
trying to
I
keep it
pulled that
cute.
thing out, child. I was like, now what is this, girl? Girl, what is this, girl? I
You were
almost wanted to
stabbing
just go
it.
to the back and get her a new wig and be like, girl, I'm gonna just gift you this. Like, we don't even
Yeah,
gotta fight with this wig no more,
yeah.
But it was a laughable moment between me and Hershey when Hershey first came in. Like when we first met face to face. The energy was amazing. She. I be calling her everything, honey. I be like her, she, him, she. You
Yeah,
know, her,
yeah.
she's real cool like that, so it don't be no
Okay,
offense. But yeah.
we'll find
So when
out.
I first met her, she, honey, like it was just immediate love. Like we met.
Mhm.
My best friend, who's my manager in my salon, like greeted her. She, because I was in the back doing some stuff, and when I came
Mhm.
out, we gave each other a hug. We embraced, and we literally like sat there for probably like 10-20 minutes prior to even taking her to the chair, and we just talked. And she's the one that was like, "Don't mind this wig. I'm so sorry. Like I promise you, like this thing is so dry. If it's anything you could do, and if it ain't nothing you could do, baby, it's cool. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, but if there's anything you could do, let's just try to get this thing back in action because it ain't right. And I know it ain't right." And it was in like a grocery store bag. So it was a funny joke banter between us. So when I got to my confessional, I just said what I said then. You know what I mean? I was like, now Hershey came here with this dry ass wig in a grocery store bag. It's giving me very much Party City. Like, I just said, because I'm just a jokester like that. It was no offense meant by that, honey. I still sprayed that thing down, honey. I combed it down. I cut some layers into it, honey, and that thing was bouncing and behaving by the time Hershey left.
It went in Lizzo and came out Beyonce. I was like, wow, like how did you do that? Like I was so impressed by that. So
Spirit fingers,
definitely,
honey.
yes.
Spirit fingers.
The blessing of the hands, all of the blessings and the
Right. So
paying
yeah,
for
so when I met Hershey, the vibes were instantly amazing. They were instantly
right,
great.
right. Okay, good. So now your Friendsgiving dinner. Okay, that's kind of like the event, and I put this down. The event, along with others, that kind of sparked the whole tone of Jason reality is everybody coming to your home and the jailer talk. So let's get into this. What were your first impressions of the attendees at your party when you first met them?
So let
Not
me paint the picture for you, Philly. Let's talk about it, Philly. Philly, we're getting exclusive, right? We're getting into the
exclusive.
things of the things.
I'm ready. Yes.
Let's get into it. So, what people don't understand is in the filming process, everything is not what they get to see. You know what I mean? They chop
Right.
it up, they screw it. There's a lot of things that go on. So, the party on the invitation, the party started at 2 p.m.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
2.
Two.
2.
Right. Two. And
So, at
everybody
2 o'clock
was
when the party starts, I'm upstairs getting my makeup done.
uh,
So, my mom is downstairs, my best friend is downstairs because they had got their makeup done already.
okay.
So they're downstairs greeting my friends because we already know black people are late. Black people are late to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. 2 men
So
forward. 2 men
right,
forward.
black people are late, honey. They got to be on black people's time. So when I
Right.
got a message from production, they said, "Hey, we'll be there by 3. We're gonna film from 3 to 6."
Of course. Right.
I'm
Okay.
like, "Okay, cool, no problem." So when they get here, I'm still upstairs getting ready,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Okay, well, we're gonna wait on some people to get here. Can you just stay up here for us?"
Okay. Okay. So they told you to stay upstairs because they were still
Right.
waiting on some people.
They were
Now,
still waiting on some people.
and now let
So
me
I'm
ask you.
upstairs, honey. I'm upstairs.
Wait,
I'm like, "Well, can somebody bring me a drink?"
hold on, hold on. Did you invite everybody? Were you under the impression that everybody was invited?
So what happened was, I don't know if people know how it works. I'm just gonna break it down for you guys. So when you sign up to be on a reality show, like they ask you to submit things. If you have things going on in your life, they ask you to submit the things that you have going on, and then they'll let you know if they're gonna film it or not. So
Gotcha.
I submitted it because every year I have the Friendsgiving for my friends. So I submitted it like, "Hey guys, I just had got on the show like early October, and this was coming in November." So I submitted it. So I heard from production that every cast member was going to be required to have like a group scene with everyone.
Okay,
So they
gotcha.
said, "Would you like for this to be your group scene, or would you like us to just film it as your personal scene with you and your friends and what's going
Yeah.
on?"
Right, right, right.
So I wrestled with the thought for a little bit because I was just like, "Oh my God, like I don't really know these people. I don't know anyone. I haven't met anybody at that point." You know what I mean? At that point, I hadn't done Hershey's wig yet. I hadn't met anyone. And I was just like, "Oh my God, like, am I really going to invite like 8 complete strangers?" Because I knew Jeremy and I didn't know if he was coming back or not. But I'm like, if anything, like, am I going to really invite? And you never really know how many cast members there's going to be. You know what I mean? So
Right,
I'm like,
right.
am I going to invite a cast full of strangers to my home with
For the
my real friends to see how everything mixes together? You know what I mean?
right, right.
So I said, "Can you guys give me like a day or two and I'll get back to you?" So I wrestled with the idea. I wrestled with it. And I said, "You know what? Honestly, this might be a good time to do it. So at least I'm not in the lion's den by myself." Because at this point, I'm the newbie. I'm the
Right,
new person coming into this situation. So at least if nothing else, I have my actual friends here. I got my mama here. I got enough people that can kind of buffer the situation when
right.
these strangers come in. So I said, "No problem. Let's go for it." I said, "Here's the thing. Just let me know exactly how many people production included, are going to come because I need to prep my chef for how many people are going to be here. I need to make sure. Yeah, I need to make sure I have enough food for the production and for the people. I'm not gonna have y'all sitting here filming us and I'm gonna just have y'all watching us eat. Like, to me, I'm that's not my ministry. You know what I mean? So I said, let me know exactly how many cast members are gonna come and how many production people are gonna come, and then I'll move from there. So I got a response back, and it was like, 6 or 7 people cast and 6 people production, blah blah blah, so I can know how to move forward. Boom.
Right. Okay, so that gave you a little clue, though, a little.
So it gave me like a little clue on how many people I should expect, right?
Got you.
So
So
I'm upstairs getting my makeup done. Production comes upstairs to check on me. They're like, "Hey, we're just waiting on a couple of people to arrive, and then we're gonna get you and we're gonna bring you down. This and this and that. Cool, no problem." I'm like, "Hey, can somebody bring me a drink?" I'm upstairs. Now I'm getting dressed. I'm like, "Hey, can somebody bring me another drink?" Then production comes upstairs like, "Hey, can you just give us a minute? We're working out some things down here. We're shooting some intro scenes. We're doing this, we're doing that." So I'm upstairs for like a few hours.
Ooh.
While my friends are downstairs, my party is downstairs. I'm literally upstairs just waiting. A couple of my friends came upstairs to say hi to me and see how I was doing. And sat upstairs with me for a little while. But I'm literally upstairs while everybody's having fun downstairs. So I knew about a lot of things that were going on downstairs before I actually got downstairs.
Okay, got you. Because your friends, your real life friends are there, and they like,
my real life friends are there, and they're like, mind you, some of them knew some of the people that came. So they're like, "Hey, just let you know what's going on downstairs. This is what's going on, this and this and that. This is what's happening." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, no problem." So when it was finally time for me to come downstairs, I'm already like a little bit lit, honey, because I've been upstairs drinking with no food.
Drinking and not eating.
Drinking with no food, child. So I get downstairs, I meet everybody and everything is cool. Like, the vibe is cool. They're like, "Let's meet everybody. Let's do this. Let's do that." So I greet everybody. I walk outside. I finally get to greet my guests. And they're like, "Hey, can we film a scene right now? Or would you like to, sit down and eat with your friends and have, chill for a little bit?" And I said, honestly, I would rather just knock everything out and then get to it. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to start hanging out and then stop and then go back. So I was like, let's just get to it. Boom. So that's when you guys see us. That's when you see me talk to Hershey and greet Hershey, and Hershey starts telling me about what's going on.
Right.
Who's here, who's not here, who's supposed to come, who's not coming.
You didn't know anything about Jayla not coming or not being
I found out from Hershey.
Out
from Hershey. Hershey says to me when we're sitting there, like, "Hey, Jayla was supposed to come, but she's not coming, but her +1 is still coming."
Gotcha. So in that scene, so you had no side conversations with Jayla prior to nothing of
I
that.
had never heard from Jayla. I never knew, I never knew that Jayla was still a part of it. I didn't know if she was or if she wasn't. I heard it from Hershey in the scene at that moment.
Okay. So, and that's also the people that you said when you came down to be greeted, you greeted everybody from the cast. It's Andre, Hershey, Fly came down. He came in.
Yeah. He was already there at that moment. So I had greeted him. I had said hello. I had went outside real fast just to say hi to my friends. Because mind you, everything we filmed was inside my house, but the actual party was in my backyard.
Right. Oh,
so I had greeted Fly King. I had greeted Andre. They were like, "Your home is lovely." This and that. I was like, "Oh, thank you guys so much for coming. Like, did you guys get some drinks?" I was making sure everybody had got something. I was making sure everybody was good. You know what I mean? Like, I was making sure everybody was good. So when they actually was like, "Let's go over here. This is a nice quiet space to film. Like, can we go in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's knock it out." Because I just want everybody to have a good time. You know what I mean? This is my first time. So I didn't actually know that it was a whole actual production to the shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking like, y'all gonna come and hold some cameras while we hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I know how reality TV works, but I just didn't know that this actual production was going to be so intricate to the point where it was like, "Okay, we need to pull you guys over here to do the scene outside of the actual party. It's noisy outside. It's a lot of people outside. Let's just get cast members to meet one another over here and let's do that."
And it makes sense because when y'all was sitting at the table, there was no food. It was it was your place settings. So it would make sense that, this was a scene being filmed.
Because it's always like that. That table is always set. That's the actual formal dining room. There was no food. They brought us drinks. They kept bringing us drinks, baby, but there was no food whatsoever. No, I had to eat not one snack that whole day.
So that makes sense. So now Rich Mom comes and when he comes through, what was your first impression of the naked man that was in nude though? Because he came with, like you
So
said,
here's what
new.
was funny first, because mind you, I hadn't been opening the door all night because I was upstairs. I hadn't
Right.
opened my front door not one time. So all of a sudden the doorbell rings and I'm like, well, somebody get the door. I'm like, it's camera people right here. It's production assistants right here. Somebody get the door. Like, what's the problem? Like, I'm sitting over here in the middle of the shit. Like, somebody get the door. And they're like, no, Nicole, get the door. And I'm like, but I'm,
Okay.
I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking like, well, I guess because it's my house, they want me to answer the door. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, so
right.
I go open the door and I'm like, well, hello. First of all, I was very excited, honey, because it was a half naked man. And let's remember now, honey, I mean,
I
I'm here
mean,
for the men.
he was there for the men, for the
So it's a
boys.
half
Right.
naked man at that in that very, very moment. I was just like, oh, well, it's a half naked man at my door. Who is this man? Like, hi. And he's not bad looking, honey. His body is nice. He's all oiled up and things, honey. So I'm like, well, I don't know whose friend you are, baby, but come on in. Like,
Come on in, like hello,
it was
like
like,
yeah.
and I knew my friends were there. So I'm like, well, maybe one of my friends invited them. Maybe it was a friend of
Or
a
a
friend. I don't know
stripper. I would
exactly
have
who
thought
you
a
are at
stripper.
that moment.
Yeah, I thought he was a stripper. I thought he was gonna get on your
Right.
table
And
and
so, and if
start.
nothing else, honey, my friends are outside. And if it's a situation, honey, they ready. Like, nuck if you
Right,
buck. You know what I mean? So it wasn't going to be nobody coming to cause no problems. So I
right.
knew, like, this was a safe space. First of all, I live far as hell. Nobody wants to travel here if they don't have to be here. So, it's not like you
Right,
just
right. You in
renting
the
a
cut,
place.
like you here on purpose, okay? So I
Exactly.
got you. Totally understand that. So Fly King Eye came out of dress code. Now you had seen him prior to filming that scene, so you already knew that he was, in the green. And I'm pretty sure was he the only one at your event out of dress code,
He was the
or
only one. The only one.
oh, hey, wow, wow. Yeah. Okay. So you commented on it,
And
as
I didn't think that I was mean about it. Honestly, like
yeah,
I said, let me give you a hug first before I say anything because I want you to know that it's all love. You're welcome. I said, come here, let me give you a hug. But I just let him know, like, hey, bro, like I know you didn't get the memo. Like there was a dress code.
right. Okay. Okay.
And I
So I
think that
mean,
it was crazy to me that it was taken so out of context. Because I'm like, it's my party. Like,
right.
I'm
'Cause,
entitled to feel away because you came to my party, not in the theme of my party. Like, I don't even know who you are, first and foremost. So maybe if you
right,
were my friend, I might have been like, okay, well, I know my friend don't really got it like that. So they can't buy an outfit. I know well, here's the thing. If you're just meeting somebody, you're supposed to put your best foot forward, right?
right. I
So if I
agree.
have a party and there's a theme, like I would expect that you would respect me enough to follow the theme. But I still wasn't being mean about it. I didn't say, oh, well, please leave. I didn't say, oh my God, what the hell do you have on? Like, oh my God, that's ugly. Like, I was just like, I was already drunk and I was really chilling. So I wasn't tripping. But I was like, I'm not going to not say nothing because I need you to know for next time, honey, like, do not do this again. If there's an event that you come to a mind, because, I have events all the time and I love a good theme. So I'm like, hey, let
Right.
me just let you know for future reference if it is that I have a gathering,
Right.
please come in the dress code. And that's all I'm asking.
Right. Next time I guess you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna let you go at the door because but I don't know if you watched the interview with Fly King Eye that he did last Friday, and he said that it would have been behoove of you to have an OG at your party, so that's why he even came in his Tristan Thompson green sweatshirt that Tristan Thompson wore to cheat on Chloe with. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you saw that sound, but how did you feel
I
about
didn't see
it?
that portion of it, but I have seen him and Andre on other interviews. And I watched his confessional. And when he did his confessional and was like, well, my presence is the gift, but I
Yeah.
didn't invite you.
Well, yeah,
I mean, and
right.
I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just like to me, like the explanation that you gave me was that you got the memo last minute.
Right.
I
Yeah.
sent the invitation to production 1 month before my party. I don't know when they actually sent it out or how they decided who they were going to invite. So I'm going to go with that if that's your story. But if you tell me that you got the memo last minute, then you get on interviews and you like, well, she should just be lucky I showed up. Like I'm an OG. And if I show up, honey, you're going to get more camera time.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. My party wasn't about the camera time. It was my party that I was going. You know what I mean? I spent a
Right.
lot of
You
money
did
on that
that.
party. Yeah, I
Right.
don't give a damn. Like I don't care if
Right.
one person comes. Like
You. So the way it looks like you had a kind of an issue, it rubbed you the wrong way that Jayla did not come, but sent the +1, which was Rich Bomb.
uh-huh.
Can you explain that more a little bit? Because this sets the tone really for you and Jayla's feud later
Um,
on.
like I'm in my 30s. So, I mean, I was taught, certain things at a young age. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if I'm in Philly, I'm assuming that's where you live because that's your name.
Yes, that's Philly. Yes,
Boom.
Philadelphia. Okay. Yes, baby.
So if
Yes.
I'm in Philadelphia and you're like, oh, Nicole, I'm having a gathering, it's my friendsgiving, come through to the gathering. Feel free to bring a +1, feel free to bring a +2, whatever's
Right.
whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'll come. Or
Mhm.
if I was invited by somebody, if someone invited me like, oh, hey, my girl Philly is having a gathering, feel free
Right.
to come, bring somebody. I know you don't want to ride by yourself or, blah, 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 whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to come.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a moment where I'm not going to come anymore, first of all, I'm probably going to call my +1 and be like, hey, don't come
I'm
anymore.
not going. Right. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not coming,
Yeah.
y'all. We're not going anymore. If I'm
I
not going, you're not going.
got you. Okay. Right. Right.
But
Right.
if
Right.
it is that, let's say my +1 was already en route and something happened on my way there that I
Mhm.
could not come, and I'm calling them trying to tell them, hey, don't meet me there no more. I'm not coming, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. I would try to hit the person who invited me up, or I would hit the person whose party it is up and be like, hey, this person is coming, but I'm not going to be able to come.
Ooh.
So be
Okay.
on the lookout for somebody named this. Because you got to
Yes.
think, Rich is new. The only
Right.
person who had met Rich at that time was Jayla and King Payne.
Okay.
Neither of
Yes.
those two were at my party. So it's
Right.
not only me that's looking at you like, well, who are you? Like, the
Yeah.
cast is looking at you. And I hate when people be like, well, production knew who he was, this and that. Well, they don't tell us these things, y'all. Like, if they told us, the reactions wouldn't be organic.
That's so true. That's very much true because you can tell by y'all guys' reaction, like, who are you? Who are you? And I
Yeah,
think you saying that put Rich inside of a really uncomfortable situation because he's thinking he's coming into a welcoming situation where I'm coming. When everybody like, well, who the hell are you naked at my door? Like,
right. And the
yeah,
funny thing was, I was probably the most welcoming because when he came in, the people who he mentioned that he was attached to, the people sitting in his room don't necessarily care for them. So now it's kind of like Rich is coming in like, oh, well, King Payne cut my hair. The whole room went crazy, honey. Fly
yes,
King got up
Lord,
and stormed off.
yes,
Andre is like, the hell, what's going on?
yes,
Hershey is
yes,
like, let me eat my deviled egg. You know what I mean?
yes.
So at that moment, I'm literally the only person that's just like, well, I don't know that man. So welcome. You cool in my,
Welcome.
because I'm the only one giving you a chance at this current moment because I'm the only one that doesn't have a negative stigma about either of these people that you name that you're attached to.
You got it. You got it. So we gotta move along because we got some more juiciness to get
But
into.
let's
Okay.
get to it, baby.
Yes. Your red carpet charity event. We already discussed this because you hit the link before. I was telling the Crown family you've been up here before, so this is your second time around. But can you tell us again about that red charity? Because I love when you described it. Tell us about that scene.
So I opened my salon 5 years ago, and ever since I opened it, we do what we call the red carpet cares because there's a lot of homeless people in the neighborhood. There's a lot of homeless people outside. There's just a lot of things that go on, and so we wanted to kind of do something. You know what I mean? Like we have so many clients and so many businesses that we work with that we were like, let's just figure out something that we can do to give back. So we started the red carpet cares, and it's once a year around the holiday time, usually either around Thanksgiving or Christmas or somewhere in between, where we feed people. We give out blankets, we give out T-shirts, we give out socks, we give out hygiene. If nothing else, you should be able to smell good, even if you don't have nowhere to live, baby. Find some kind of water, brush your teeth, do something.
Right.
So we
Yes.
partnered up. The first year was just us and our clients. Then we started partnering up with other salons. It was like, why should every little salon have a different event when we can partner up together? We partnered up with local churches. So it
Yes.
just became a big thing. So while we were at my table talking, I was like, hey guys, I didn't even know if it was going to be filmed for the show, but I'm just meeting these people. And my thing was like, I would like to get to know these people outside of just the cameras being on, because the more genuine your connection is off camera, the more genuine it looks on camera. So I said, I'm having an event. You guys are more than welcome to come. If you can't come, you can donate. If you can't donate, if you don't have anything to donate, you can donate your time. If you don't have no time to donate, you could donate something. And if you can't, I just wanted you guys to know about it, just so you guys can know something about me and what I have going on.
Right. So it's giving you a little piece of yourself to
Right.
them. Like,
And
hey,
everyone was like, oh my God, that's such a great thing. Like, we would love to be a part of it. We would love to donate. We would love to come help and support. Da 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 da. I'm not the type of person, honestly, because mind you, November, December are very busy for me between,
yeah,
you're a hairstylist. So everybody wants
listen,
their hair done for Thanksgiving. Everybody wants
everybody,
their
for
hair done for Christmas.
vacation
My
is
birthday
that.
is December 7th. I go on a trip literally damn near like every year, or I have some kind of party. So it's always busy for me. I don't have time to keep calling people. I don't have time to remind you. I was
Your
posting a
birthday
flyer on
is
social media.
December
My team was
7th,
posting,
you said?
huh?
Your birthday is December 7th? Our birthday is literally 1 month apart from each other. Mine is November 7th.
Oh, really? See? Yeah. So it's just like
That's crazy. Like,
it's giving very much. We're about to get together, honey.
yeah,
Like
I feel like
so.
it's like kismet. Like, okay.
Exactly. So, I told everybody about it. I didn't have time to keep following up with people because I assumed, once I have submitted it after that and production approved it, I was like, well, I guess production will remind people or tell people or whatnot. And,
Mhm.
I did hear from Rich. Rich was like, hey, I'm going to be at your charity event. Like, make sure I have all the details. Let me know what you need to bring, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever you think, any kind of hygiene, any kind of socks, any kind of blankets. And it turns out Rich was the only one that showed up. So,
And that was so sweet of him. And he also offered to help you with your glizzy. Did y'all help? Did you figure that out about your new?
I know a little bit now, honey. I know
Oh
how to defend
yeah.
myself, honey. If something happened, baby,
Okay.
like anybody can get it, honey. At this point, honey, I ain't gonna say I'm no expert, baby, but I know how to load that thing, honey, and I know how to shoot that thing. If something pop off,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like you're gonna need it because you became the villain for some reason. I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I hope she knows how
Yeah,
to.
I'm definitely gonna need it, honey. I'm definitely gonna need it, honey.
Okay, so moving right along. Okay, to the Diamond from Crime Mob, concert scene and things like that with Andre. And you got to meet Mr. Poetic. How did you feel about meeting Poetic? What was your first impression of him?
I thought he was attractive. Y'all gotta remember, I came here for the boys, honey. So I thought he was attractive, honey. So mind you, yet again, I was in my room for hours, honey. I had just came back from being out of town. I did my charity event the week before. Andre invited me like at the ninth hour, so I moved some things around because it was on a Friday night. You do here, Philly. Friday
Yes,
night is very busy.
it's busy. Yes, yes, Lord.
So
Yes, you ain't get out of there.
I literally moved all my clients to Sunday.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like,
Moving
okay, I'm
money.
gonna take off Friday so I can be here to support. Because I was all in. Like I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try to be as
Yeah,
present as I
team
can
player.
and get
Yeah.
to know people. The more you be around people, the more you get to know them. You know what I mean? So we were having
Right.
conversations off camera. So when he invited me, I said, no problem. Like I'll be there. So I booked a room. I went down there, honey. I was in charge of setting up like the bar because they were like, we're gonna pregame in your room. Andre was gonna bring snacks and things, and I was gonna bring the drinks. So I had a lot of drinks there. I was waiting. I'm drinking. Rich got there probably like 2 hours before me, so he and I had met up a couple of times that day to chit chat and whatnot. And
Right.
then I'm like, "Where y'all at? Where
Right.
y'all at?"
What's that though? Like, what's going
So by
on?
the time they came, Rich was in my room, honey, outside doing what people do outside. I was in the room drinking because I wasn't about to put my clothes on, honey, until I know we about to go. So I'm just waiting, wait, wait. So I was like, well, you know what? It makes up for the fact that you're late, honey. You brought this nice man, honey. Let me hug on him. And Poetic is just such a sweet spirit, you know what I mean? Like he's just embracing. He's very much, he's real touchy feely, embracing. Like so, when he walked in the room, I was like, oh well, I forgot y'all was late.
It didn't matter. It didn't
It didn't
matter.
matter no more at that point, honey. I was like, oh, I done found me a new man. What's going
You
on?
gotta answer two questions for me. You were naked underneath your robe, or you just
I
had
had
on?
on some panties and a bra.
There you go. That's not naked.
Yeah,
That's
I
swim.
wasn't naked, but I was waiting to put my stuff on. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wasn't gonna just be sitting here because in my mind, I already could tell that the way that the timing was set up, that it
From
was
your
gonna be
first
quick. You know what I mean? So if I would have had on like a whole outfit, then try to take a whole outfit off to put a
Mhm.
whole new outfit on, I was like, it ain't gonna work. So I was like, let me
With
just be ready.
Friendsgiving, you understand how it works now. So you like, I'm not going to do all this until it's time to walk
Gotcha.
out the door, and I understand that. So Andre gave his impression of your twerk. I don't know if you saw that. He said it was very stiff, like a
And it
magazine.
is. I don't know how to dance. I ain't gonna front.
Okay, well there you go. So we
Yeah,
got
like here's that kind of stuff. I don't dance. I'm not a dancer. That's
right.
not my talent, honey. My talent is doing hair, honey. I might sing you a song if I need to do that, honey. I might do you some other things. I might decorate for you with Nicole's Luxuries event, but I'm not a dancer. Like
You got it. Like I'm not
I'm
a
like
bad.
a chair twerker, baby. Like I can make it look real cute in a chair.
I got a face. I got a twerk face, but I just
Yeah, like I know how to make it look real cute in a chair, honey. Yeah, but actually twerking, no ma'am. That's not my ministry.
I serve a mean twerk face girl. Like.
Period. Like you gonna believe that I'm doing this thing, honey. Okay. Period.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe in a twerk face. You fake it till you make it. So, well, let's talk about the comments about Fly King Eye to Andre. It was brought back up again about this green sweatshirt, and at the time in Andre's confessional, it seems like, oh my gosh, you say it, my friend again. At that time when you were talking about it, were you really bothered by the green sweatshirt, or you just
No,
was?
I wasn't bothered at all. You have to understand, like, they want us to have conversations. I'm meeting Poetic. So Poetic is like, hey, who have you met so far? What are your impressions? What are your this? What are your that? We hadn't had a deep, serious conversation at that time. You know what I mean? When they came to my house, they monopolized the conversation once they came to my house. Like, you guys don't
Right.
see a lot of that, but the conversation was monopolized by the OGs talking about King Payne and Jayla and the LLC. As soon as Rich Baum comes and says, I'm Jayla's plus one and King Payne cut my hair, the conversation immediately turned to the LLC.
That correct. And masters and music and rights and things.
Masters in music, and it was a whole bashing session of those two. So I never got into, like, I knew Andre did fashion styling, and Ian said I'm a battle rapper, but I don't listen to rap, so that don't mean nothing to me. That's like speaking Spanish, you know what I mean? So when we're asked to have a conversation about, you know, who have you met, what are your impressions, blah blah blah, my comment really wasn't even about Ian. My conversation was, Andre, you're a stylist.
Right.
Do you think what your friend wore was fly? Like, would you have suggested he wear that? Like, why didn't you help him find something nude real fast? Because you found something. If y'all both got the memo at the same time, why you didn't be like, oh, friend, hold on, let me just pull you something from my line. Let me pull you something here. Let me help you out because the theme is nude and let's go with the theme. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you have homegirls, right, Philly?
Yes, yeah.
You do hair. If you and your friends go somewhere and one of your friends' hair is messed up, you do hair. They're going to be looking at you like, girl, why you didn't do your friend hair?
They know my attitude. Like she wouldn't be bald head scallop. That's on her. But I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely come at your skill if you the one.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like if my friend's hair is not combed, or my mom's hair is not combed, or even my hair when I'm going out. It's one thing when I'm at the salon and I'm in dry mode, but once I go, if I would have came on here today, and this is just a blow dry, child. Like I have to film later, and I was like, I'm gonna get my hair curled in a little bit, honey. But I was just like, if I came on here looking crazy, y'all gonna be like, I thought she did hair.
That part, and that's so very true. If they catch you looking slipping, they're gonna be like, "And you do hair?"
Right. So I'm just like, so my really, it was just a light conversation. It wasn't meant to necessarily shade him because I had already said something to him about it not being the right color. And mind you, people keep hanging on to this. I never said the sweatshirt was ugly. I never said the way he looked was foolish. I just said it wasn't the right color. Because I didn't know that much about his dressing. I watched him last season, and I have my opinions on how he dressed. But in this instant, I was just like, hey, it wasn't the right color. Like, you don't want to tell your homeboy, like, you know, the theme is nude, right?
Right. Like each one teach one. Help a
yeah, each one teach one. So it wasn't me trying to drag him or me trying to be like, oh my God, why the hell did he wear that? It wasn't that deep. It was a lightweight, laughable conversation that started to show me how people move and how they manipulate what is said to make it for their own gain.
Now, did you help Diamond from Crown Knot with her hair?
They asked me to because something was going on with something, honey. So I went and was supposed to, but I guess she ended up getting it together or something like that. So, but they did call me and ask me. They were like, "Hey, she's having a problem. Like, can you come and can you try to help?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I went, but she had already figured it out by the time I got there, so I didn't have to do anything.
Okay, because the way the scene ended, it looked like Andre was sending you upstairs, like you got.
He did. I went to go try to see what was going on. You know what I mean? And then it was a debacle with her flat iron or something. Something was happening. So I just, took a couple tools up there, and I was gonna step in and do what needed to be done, honey, because I'm a team player.
I got you. That makes sense. So the next scene, which is the brunch, which is they said your favorite meal. Okay, because I like brunch.
Me too. Brunch is everything.
Brunch, like period, is everything. This is where Andre feels like when he says he held your feet to the fire about the comments you said about Fly King I the night before. Do you feel like he held your feet to the fire, and was that messy, or how did you feel at that time?
To me, it was starting a problem where there was no problem. I had already told Fly King he did not wear the right color. It wasn't about him. It was asking you a question. You're his friend. You're a stylist. I had conversations with him about maybe styling me for some things that I had coming up. So I'm just like, as a stylist, why didn't you style your friend? It wasn't that serious. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how somebody can take something so minute and try to turn it up? Like,
it's more deflecting because it seems like you were trying to, poke at him more so like,
hey, I was like, hey, you're a stylist, style your friend. Like, why you didn't give him something new to wear to the party? Like, it had nothing to do with Fly King because I had already told him he didn't have the right color on. I had already told him that. So it wasn't like I was saying something I had never said before. Like, I'm repeating the same thing I had already said, but I'm asking you as his friend, like, Philly, that's your homegirl, girl. You don't want to comb her hair? And you would have been like, no, she liked it like that. I offered to do it and she didn't want
Yeah,
it. And I'd
yeah.
be like, oh, okay, cool, no
And left
problem.
it at
It
that.
didn't have to
Right.
go no further. You see what I'm saying?
Got it. Like, got it. Okay. And it showed, like you said, the trend of how things move.
Yeah, of how things move. And I was just like, okay, like,
The
I
next
mean, okay,
thing,
like, I get it. That's your friend, I guess. Maybe, like, but it wasn't, I never said it's shady. Like, I never said, like, oh, you need to style your friend because he looked a mess. Like, why would you? I said it wasn't the right color. You know what nude is. You put the
right,
pants on. Like,
right.
then for him to get in his interviews, like, well, I normally wear black. Well, I normally wear this. Sir, I don't care what nobody knows. Bitch, I wear black all the time.
Right. Okay.
But that's not the point. The point is, it's my party. If I ask people to wear nude. Just like last season, y'all had a party. Y'all asked people to wear a certain color. And when certain people did not wear it, you made them feel a type of way about it.
Yeah, Quan the poet, the love hate mixer.
Period. Like,
He sure did. He sure
shout
did.
out
Come
to
on.
Quan. Thanks
Shout
for
out
the
to
information,
Quan.
Quan.
That's
Quan, thanks
Quan.
for the little piece of tea, honey.
That's actually on tape, on film. Season one. Shout out to Chasing Reality season one. Go binge watch that to understand. That was Andre and Fly King's Eye Love Hate Mixer. And Quan the Poet showed up with the hoodie and totally
And it was
yellow,
orange, and it was supposed to be
orange,
red, and it was
red,
orange.
orange,
Here's my
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
How do
yeah.
you get mad at me for doing something that you did?
Correct. You
Like
really
you see how hypocritical
it
that is? You see how hypocritical that is? Like it just goes to show you that they forget about what happened. And it's not like I was being evil about it. We still had a great time, honey. I sent your producers the video footage. We still had an amazing time.
Sure did. Yes.
I fed
Unfortunately,
these people, honey, shrimp and grits, honey, chicken
yes,
and
yes.
waffles, Bel Air, Douce, Hennessy, Ciroc. Like I showed y'all an amazing time, despite the fact that you did not have enough decency to stop at the stove and get a tan shirt.
Period. So
Oh, boom, here we go.
Real up forever. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, please help us say together.
yes,
Now,
that
does
looks
it
like
look like he had a bad time?
yeah. No, it looks like y'all having a great time.
Right.
Y'all
So for them to bring it up later as if I treated him shitty,
yeah,
it's trash to me because you had an amazing time.
yeah.
That was literally his video, not my video. That was his video he sent to
Came from
me.
his page. It sure did. It was
Yeah, you had an amazing time. So if you had an amazing time, don't act as though I was some kind of bitch to you and I treated you some type of way when I showed you the utmost respect and I let you have a good time. I just said, hey, the theme was new. Next time around, let's
right.
make sure we
Yeah.
wear new.
Wow. And y'all was singing karaoke with the Monica in the back. Yes, okay.
We were having a great time,
It
and
looks
it's
like
dark outside. The party started at 2. It's dark outside at that moment.
yeah, that's true.
So he had been there for hours.
So
If you were so offended, go home.
in your green screen, you said Fly King Eye looks like as if his iron is low because he keeps wearing sweatshirts. Because he came to the brunch in a sweater and that time. So what provoked that shade in that green screen?
It was just light shade. Like it was just like every time I see you have on a sweater. Like literally every time we filmed, you've had on a sweater. Like you know what I mean? Like to me, honestly, like when you came to my house, you knew it was going to be a party on the inside. So you could have wore a jacket and took it off, but you came there with like this winter fur coat on type tee. Then the next time I see you, you have on a winter coat. Like every time I see you, it's a coat. Like maybe that's your thing, and I get it, but it's just like it was just something funny for the cameras. It wasn't like it wasn't saying. I never shaded the sweaters. I just said every time I see you got on a sweater, is your iron low? Because my iron is low, but I'm never cold. My iron is low. Like I'm supposed to take an iron pill every day, honey. My iron is very low, but I don't take no iron pills because I don't like the way it made me feel.
I don't like the way it made me feel. I don't like the way it made me poo. Like
that I didn't want to say it, honey, but that's what I meant, baby.
no,
I
I'm
don't like the way it makes me
baby.
poop, honey. I need an iron pill, but I'm literally like the opposite of anemic. I'm always hot. Like I
Get
literally
really
was like,
light.
Mom, can you go get my fan because it's hot? Like
Would you get really light skinned it when you need iron? Like I get really light skinned. I'm like, well, I need to
And
get
then
some
they
iron.
used to tell me when I was younger, like, oh, because you eat ice so much, your blood must be low, your iron is low because you like to eat ice. So it was just a light, shady moment. Like it was something to give some laughter to the confessional. It wasn't like, oh my God, you see what I'm saying? Like you see how people take stuff that's so light and airy. I was just like, well, he always got a sweatshirt on. Is his iron low? Like, I don't
Right.
know. Is it?
You're new to the reality world and this is your big debut, so you're supposed to do these things, and they already know. They have done reality TV before. This is the second season.
Right. Now,
You
mind
know
you,
what green screen shade should be. You know what it's about.
this man said in his thing that I gave him a hug like I had COVID. And he also said that he traveled all across California to come to my house. My house
Yeah.
is 1 hour away from where you live at.
Wow. Oh, yeah, because he did say he had to leave a wedding and it was a long drive and it was, yeah. Oh,
Everyone was acting like they came to they drove from California to Atlanta. It's 1 hour away. I
wow.
drive to drive all the time.
Mm, wow. And was it on a Sunday, right? It was on a
It was
weekday.
a Sunday, so there's no traffic, child.
Wow, wow, wow. So that's like 45 minutes, half an hour on a Sunday. But
It's literally 45 minutes an hour, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, and when you showed up, I laid it out for y'all. So don't act as though you came and it was like you had to do some work,
okay.
child, or you came and it was some drama, honey. That was a non-drama event. It was fun. There was no messiness, no shadiness. It was one little comment about the color, and those are literally my thoughts. And it's my house, my party. I could say that.
Exactly. So let's get to some drama. Let's try. Do you like the way any of the your castmates dressed?
Absolutely. I think Andre is very stylish. Absolutely, Andre is stylish. Rich, I like the way he dresses for him. I wouldn't
Okay.
probably dress him like that, but it works for him. I love the way it goes with him. It makes
With his
sense. You know what I mean?
personality. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
does.
fits his personality. You know what I mean? I think Poetic is very fly. I think Jeremy is very fly. I love Hershey to death, honey, and I tell Hershey all the time, honey, Hershey is real simple. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, Hershey in drag is very extravagant. And
I
we've had that
love that.
conversation. Hershey said in drag, she puts all her money into the drag. You know what I mean? But when it comes to being a boy, it's jeans and a t-shirt every time you see Hershey.
I get it. I totally understand it. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, for me,
Right.
yeah.
And I have to think about it, it's one thing if you have to buy two separate wardrobes. It's almost like
Right.
buying a school uniform versus buying clothes to go outside and play. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So it
Yeah.
is a lot to
Yeah.
buy two separate wardrobes. Let
Yeah.
me see. Ian, the Fly King. No shade. I think Ian is a super cool person. I have no issues with Ian, honey. I'm saying it here. They can say what they want about me, honey. I don't have no problems with that man. Do I like his fashion sense? I don't, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
feel like I'm in good company. I feel like there are several other people that would agree with me.
gonna ask definitely. I'm gonna definitely ask. So, well, I guess that answers my second question. Who has the worst fashion sense of the cast?
It's not Fly King I. The worst fashion sense is he who sings "Fuck Karen."
Yes, the baddest, William the baddest with
That's the
the
worst. If I had to pick a worst, he's the worst. Like Ian, I'll take what Ian got on versus these bodysuits, child.
Okay, let's listen. Moving right along so that we just met each other. Mixer, a lot went down. I want to touch on just a few things. Let's start with the green screen shade with Jayla not coming to Jeremy's and Hershey's mixer. Why was that strike two for you?
Because it was just like, girl, where are you at? Like, we all signed up for this. Where are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people want to say, like, oh, you wanted to be the only girl. No, I actually wanted the other girl to show up. Because to me, we was gonna key while these boys do all this shit. So now I gotta be in the mix with the boys because you keep not showing up. Like every time I'm looking for like, a sister girlfriend, home girl to be like, oh girl, look at these men, look at this, look at that. Because we're gonna be able to key about things the boys are not gonna be able to key with me about. You know what I mean?
Right,
But it's
right.
like I'm just always the one that's thrown into the mix. And as you see, that night got real lit, honey. So now I'm the
Yeah.
only girl here. So I can't even dip off with another chick and have conversations in the corner. So I was just like, well, girl, where are you at? Like, I mean, here's the thing. They continue to bring her up. I have to say something. I
Mm,
don't know you, girl. So all I know is you sent someone to my party and you did not come. And I know you did not show up here. That's all I know.
correct.
So I'm just like, where's Waldo? Like, that's really how I felt at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, we all hit these
Mhm,
call sheets. We're all very, very busy. Now, if we
mhm.
all were just like, we're so busy, we can't make it, what kind of show would y'all have?
Yeah, that is crazy. If everybody couldn't be in one shot, that doesn't make sense. So that's interesting. You said that you were coming, for another girl experience, like you're
Yeah.
happy, but it just kind of seems like it didn't go that way, quite frankly, because of people getting in between what's going on. Hence the
Right.
telephone. Yeah, we're gonna
So,
talk.
mind you, when we first get there, Andre, who it seems very interesting that him and Jayla are now besties based upon what happened, based upon things that I've heard him say, based upon the way that the narrative is going. Because I could have swore that Kingpin and Jayla were besties of besties. So now you get Andre saying, "Oh, I was just with Jayla yesterday, and she's not here because she just had surgery."
Right. And King Payne didn't know about it at the point, so it does seem a little awkward.
It's
And
very awkward. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is when King Payne comes in and he's sitting over here, Andre actually called her to kind of stunt on
that's
King
my
Payne.
next question.
He
Here we
called
go.
her to stunt on King Payne. He was like, "This is your good Judy, but let me call her and let me gag you because me and her are cool now." It was almost like a one up. Like Andre is like, Flight King Payne is like, "I don't know what's going on with Jayla. I haven't talked to her," and he's like, "Ha ha ha! I was just with her yesterday, and let me call her on the phone so I can one up you." It had nothing to do with me and me saying, "Where's this girl at?"
Wow, well, look at that. Look, I can just cross this off because my next question was, did Andre call Jayla? But you said, he did. So, and
He
it was
did.
two
So when he called
buddies.
her, I'm
Mhm.
looking over his shoulder because I'm sitting up top on a bar stool. I'm looking over his shoulder and he's basically holding the phone like this. And I'm like, "I thought you told me that girl had some surgery." Because I'm thinking maybe he went to go see her and she was laid up. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I got these titties done before, baby. So I had to
and
lay
they
up. Yeah, my
okay,
friends had to come check on me. I had to lay up. So I'm thinking maybe he went to go see her while she was laid up. And she was like,
right.
"Hey, I just had surgery. I'm not up to being around all these people, blah, blah." But she's literally like, "Hey, y'all, what's going on?" Walking around what to me looked like a dollar store. And it wasn't no shade. Like, I like the dollar store. Dollar store got
Right.
good stuff. Like, I think that people just like to hang on to stuff. Like, if I would have said it was Walmart, would that have been better?
If you had said Nordstrom's, it still would have been
Right.
something.
It was still a store. And the only reason why I said the dollar store is because you know what Walmart looks like. Walmart got a lot of stuff going on. It's big. It's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff going on.
yeah,
When you go to the dollar store, honey, it'd be like, random stuff next to
yeah.
random stuff. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah.
right.
I
Almost
eventually found out it was the 7-Eleven, but I mean, that's the same as a dollar store to me.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like Target, like,
Yeah, it's like Target, Walmart, same difference. So I wasn't trying to be shady. I was just like, "Well, I thought you said the girl had surgery." Like, it was really yet another thing to Andre. Like, "Andre, I thought you said that girl just had surgery. She looked like she had the dollar store. Like, did you have surgery or did you have the dollar store?" And if it wasn't you lying, Andre, was it her lying? Because, child, if we could just say stuff happened to us and people can FaceTime us in, I could have been doing hair because this was on a Friday night. I
right,
could have been at my salon doing hair and y'all could FaceTime me.
right. Like, I got the bids, FaceTime me
Yeah,
in.
like y'all could
Yeah,
FaceTime me. If we
yeah,
can all just come up with excuses for why
yeah.
we don't need to film and you can FaceTime us in and we can still be popular on the show, let me just do that. Like, why am I literally rearranging clients, rearranging schedules? Like, even to be here right now, it was 9 o'clock your time, but 6 o'clock my time.
Yes, yes, yeah. I was early, girl. We gonna
You know
talk
what
about
I
how the
mean? So I still had to run around, jump around, come home, take a shower, try to do a little something, change my clothes, and try to get cute for you in this day. But it's just
yeah,
like we all make concessions for the things that are important to us.
take
So
it
I was just
down.
like, "Girl, where are you at?" And it wasn't no shade. It's just like, "Girl, where are you? Hey, girl, where are you?"
Yeah, like, are you? I want to meet you, and I thank you. You look very cute. Like I say for this date, like I thank you. Like I say. So now let's keep going. All right. How did you feel when William the Baddest came into? What was your first impression of William the Baddest?
I was confused. Like, I had never seen nothing like that before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an older girl. Like, I'm in my 30s. Like, so it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, my friends, I've been in LA for a long time. I don't live in LA, but I hang out in LA all the time. I've
Right.
never seen him before. I've never seen anything like that before. I never watched Catfish. So it's just like you got this white boy coming in with this money bodysuit on and these two red braids. Like, what's going on here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's literally what my thought process was. It didn't mean that I don't like him. It didn't
Right.
mean that I'm just like, what? Like,
Yeah.
am I being punked? Like, I was literally just like, am I being punked right now? You know what I mean? Like, I was just confused. Like, So literally, like, I didn't know that there was a camera right dead in my face, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yes. You was like,
But I think everybody said that though. You know what I mean? Like if you've never seen this person before, you never knew anything about it. Like I never even knew that there was another cast member that was going to join because at this point we have been filming for 3-4 months.
Oh wow! And you still hadn't met Jayla at this time. Like there was no
No, I was
DMs,
cast
no
at
nothing.
the end of August, the beginning of October. I mean, the end of September, the beginning of October. My first scene was in like the beginning of October. So at this time, it's February.
Got it. Hence the long coats. Hence the
Yeah, it's
fur.
February. So at this time, I'm just like, I knew about Jayla. I knew who she was, but we had never heard anything about a William. We had never heard anything about a white boy being on the cast. Which I don't have no problem with white people. Honey. I think I'm a rich white woman, so I don't have no problem with white people. I don't want nobody to think that it's because you know what I mean. So it was just like when he walked in the room, I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Well,
because I thought we were all there. I thought we had been there for hours. So I'm like, oh, everybody is here. You know what I mean? Everybody's here. And then the way that he walked in, like to me, you wanted somebody to have a reaction.
Interesting. Yes, because it's the whole tagline with the ass clapping and the food
You
stamp suit. So it makes
exactly
sense.
like he walked in like, all right, motherfuckers, all eyes on me.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it was a whole tagline. It was a
Wow.
twerk. Y'all
Yeah.
see when I watched the episode back, we didn't know what was going on outside the door. But why is you twerking before they open the door?
True. Like
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything
Yeah.
about it was just like a whole gimmick, and it was kind of just like, what's going? Like, whose friend is this? Like,
Yeah, it's a lot. So now, all right, it's a lot going on. How do you feel when you watch, William the Baddest's green screen and he talks about your shape? How he's pretty and paid and your shape like your shape. What do you say
I
to
don't
that?
feel, let me tell you something. I don't feel no way, baby. Like that ain't stopping no niggas from wanting me.
Period.
his
Okay.
his
Like
perception
period.
is not my reality, honey. You know what I
I
mean?
love
Like at the end of the day, honey, if I wanted to go and spend up all my money on doing things to my body, I would. Like I just,
you.
I'd rather make sure my teeth is straight, make sure my skin is smooth. I would rather, do things like that. Like I'm a businesswoman. So at the end of the day, I want to make sure my salon is good. I want to make sure my house is good. I want to make sure my family is good. Like getting all this body work, like I would love a fat ass. Like I would love one. But do
Okay.
I have 6 weeks to be off work to do it? No, I'm busy. Like
Yeah.
I'm in my mode right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm at a space right now to where it's like we just came out of a global pandemic. Like it's time to
Right.
get it. There was literally 2 years where my salon was closed.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I
So you.
still had to pay my rent at my salon when I wasn't collecting any booth rent and I wasn't really making the kind of money that I make right now. So I had to live off of what I had made previous to that. So why am I going to sit here and spend up my money like trying to get a fat ass? Like, what? You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like, I get it that that's what people aspire to have, but that's not my ministry.
Got you. That makes sense. Especially when you said your salon was closed for 2 years, so now that makes a lot of sense. Like stack your bread because you know what it felt like to that uncertainty of not
Yeah,
having.
I know what it felt like. You know what I mean? Like I come from
Mhm.
humble beginnings, so I know what it feels like to not have. So once I started to have and I took on the role that I have to be the matriarch for a lot of people in my family and make sure everybody is good, like I don't have the luxury to go spend 10, 15,000 buying a fat ass. Like I could.
Yeah, yeah, but you can see other ways
Yeah,
that that
I can see other things that I can do with it. You know what I mean?
I
Like just
totally
like I
understand
don't
you.
just like other people that say like, oh, you wear Steve Madden's, I would rather wear a red bottom. Like, child,
We're
I
gonna
could
get
buy
into
it.
that. Oh, baby, don't. Oh, I snoops. I sees it all.
You
We're
see
gonna
what
get
I'm
into
saying?
it.
Like,
Let's speed this up a little bit, okay? So, all right, we got that William the Baddest thing. Now, I did get a question in my DMs about this that a lot of people wanted to know, and I just summarized it up. What do you say to those fans that feel like you make a lot of transphobic comments towards Jayla, both on camera and off camera? What do you say about that?
um, the only thing that I ever said that was negative and transphobic was I called her a prostitute.
That's not
Impossible.
transphobic. Like,
But
that's
it's
not
not transphobic, right? Like there are straight women that are prostitutes. So I don't know what I've ever said that was transphobic. Like I think that they equate being a trans woman with sex work, which
what?
that's not, and that's another reason why I came on this platform. I've never sold my body. No offense to anyone who's ever sold their body. I don't have a problem with this girl selling her body. But if we're arguing and
Mm-hmm.
you're saying negative things, I have to say something negative as well. That's how an argument works.
It's correct. Exactly.
So
Like you
I
don't.
don't know, like,
Yeah.
unless they can tell me what I've said, y'all tell me in the chat what I've said that was transphobic.
Okay. Or you allow people around you to say transphobic things,
I
maybe.
don't control nobody
Um,
else's mouth. I could ask them to be quiet and not say it one time. I'm not gonna fight nobody down for what they say. If I say shut up, if I say hey, don't do that, if I say hey, like let's not go there, you know what I mean? Like I can only say what I can say. I can only control my mouth.
That's correct. Exactly. And I don't understand why people think that you got this superpower that you can just mute somebody else. Like that's how they feel. That's their
They
feeling.
feel like because it's my friends or because it's my people that I fool with or because it's a guy that I might fool with or whatever the case may be, they feel like I have the control. But if I'm not where you at and I can't physically put my hand over your mouth like your mama used to do when you're doing too much, honey, if I can't physically put my hand over your mouth, I can't control what you're saying. So if they can show me something that I've said that's transphobic,
Run it back.
I'll
Exactly.
run with that. But until like there's no like,
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing yet.
yeah,
But okay.
I'm not that girl. Like I'm not transphobic, honey. I mean, that's my life. Like, you know what I mean? Certain
Right.
things that people try to equate with being a trans woman, like I feel like it's very disrespectful to be like, well, most trans women have had to do sex work. Well, I never did that.
What the hell? Yeah, that's like saying most black people would slit. Like, okay,
Wait,
listen.
right? Or that's like saying most black people have nappy hair.
Or
Or
like watermelon. What most black
yeah,
people
and
like
I don't
watermelon.
like
I don't like
watermelon.
watermelon.
Me neither. See? See?
I
This
can't
is
stand
why, bitch,
it.
we about to go together. We about to go together, honey. Make
I know
room
we
for me.
already. I'm about to change my status on Facebook after this. Okay, so let's get.
Period. It's complicated. It's gonna be complicated after this,
I
child.
understand it totally, totally. Okay, so people say that because you went through your journey to womanhood, that you should be more supportive of Jayla and her journey. How do you feel about that?
Um, I say that I would probably be more supportive of her journey if I knew her journey. How do you get to know somebody you
Right.
don't see? How do you
That's
get to
never
know
been.
somebody that's not around? You see what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
people want so much from me, but why aren't y'all asking her, girl, why aren't you showing up? Like, how
Right.
can I get to
To
know you?
get to
Like,
know
there's no
you.
way that I could have gotten to know anyone on this cast if we did not spend time together. You guys, we only film every so often. Even if we film once a week, if you don't show up once a week to film, how do we? I still like. I've never had that girl's number. She's never sent me her number. We've
Hmm.
never communicated through a text message, maybe a DM on Instagram. But like
Okay.
literally 90% of the cast, like I have their phone numbers. I've called them. I've invited them to my house outside of filming because that's how you get to know people.
Correct.
What
Right.
what what,
So how
what would they
can
like me to do? You see what I'm saying? Like I
right,
mean,
right.
there have been moments where I have bonded with her. You guys may not have seen it on the camera because
Mm-hmm.
everything is not always filmed, but I'm just trying to figure out what you guys would like for me to do if we're not around one another. There's been 8 episodes of the show and we've
Mm-hmm.
been together in 2 of them, and that was over a weekend period. But we've been filming from October.
Wow. Wow. That is, yeah, that is a little bit odd. That is odd. Yes. So, now the famous question, Miss Nicole Rae, who do you not see it for? I want to hear your answer. I've asked everybody and they've given their opinion. Who do you not see it for, Miss Nicole?
Okay, now, oh my God. It's probably like 2 people I don't see it for, actually.
Really? It's whatever. You can say whoever.
And it's no shade, guys. It's no shade. I don't necessarily see it for William. Because I feel like we're in between a rock and a hard place when it comes to William. Because if we give our genuine opinions on certain things, then it looks like we're feeling this way because he's not black and we are black and this and this and that. And it kind of just makes it to where we can't say you're culturally appropriating without you getting upset about it. So what can we
Ooh,
do?
right.
And
Ooh.
at the same, you see what I'm saying? So we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
and I also don't see it for Jayla. And it's not me being funny. It's not me being shady. The reason why I don't see it is because if you're not able to give 100% to this process, it's unfair to the rest of us that give our all to this situation.
Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, this is who you don't see it for. I've asked everybody,
And it's
and
not to mean that I don't like these people. It's not to mean that I don't think that there can be like a friendship or something. But in this realm
Mhm.
of us working together, like if we're not all putting in the same effort, then why are we here?
Why are we here? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Because I mean, I've heard certain people say that they don't see it for me because they think I don't see it for them. And that's not the case. Like, even the people that I do not get along with right now, like, if you are good TV and you do what needs to be done in this space, I see it for you. Andre, I see it for you, bruh. I say it all the time. You are great for this platform. You are great for this space. Do I think you're great for me in my life? No, but the show's not about me. So if you bring what I think needs to be brought to this show, I believe that you should still be here, whether we get along or not. Everyone's not going to get along.
Your reasoning is very well. I don't see that, it makes sense to me. You go right ahead. So a question about the dress code events comes up, was pulled. What is the dress code at events? Of course, it's a messy mixer. Fly King insinuates that you're really dragging this green sweatshirt situation. Do you feel like you were dragging it? And I think we already talked about it, but it's just the questions brought up.
Well,
And
let me answer that for you because I love this question. We didn't write the questions, y'all. I think that people assumed that each cast member put a question in there and we stirred it up. When we got there, the questions were already there.
Ooh, see
so
right
the
there.
issue, again, the issue that I had with King Payne was the one that answered the question.
Yes.
King Payne's answer was, if I don't like you and I don't fuck with you, I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear.
Right.
I had no problem with that. That's his answer. That's his truth. That's how he feels. Now, Fly King, you chose to piggyback off of that as if I wrote the question when I got there after you got there. You knew I didn't write that question. I got there. I was the last one besides King Payne and William to arrive. So you knew I didn't write that question. So for you to be like, yeah, say that. If I don't fuck with people, I'm going to wear what I want to wear. But my issue is that's not what you said to me. You said to me, the reason why you did not wear the right color is because you got the memo last minute and you didn't have time to get it together. So which one is it?
Which one?
Is it that your gift is my presence and I should be excited that you came? Or is it that you were like, oh, well, this is a new bitch. I don't care. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. Or is it that you got the memo last minute? If you got it last minute, just stick with that. Like, don't, you know what I mean? So my thing was like, so my response was like, well, damn, now you kind of kicking me in the face because it's just like, you told me you didn't have time. So if you didn't have time, I'm rocking with that. But if now you're telling me you didn't give a fuck, you just going to wear what you want to wear, fuck me, then nigga, fuck you. You didn't have to come. Bitch, give my motherfucking shrimp and grits to somebody else.
Yes. Okay. So now I get it. I get the switch up. It's not you switching up. It's the answer
It's your answer switching up, and I'm just responding to it because you guys are acting as though you did me a favor by coming to my event. And let's be clear, guys. Yes, perhaps if there are more cast members there, you will get more camera time. I didn't know nothing about the camera time, how much camera time he was going to get. But if Andre and Ian had not came to the party, guess who would have been invited? I'm sure. King Payne. Yeah, so I still would have had cast members at the party. Jayla and King Payne were cool. Hershey and King Payne at that time were cool. Rich and King Payne at that time were cool. So there was still going to be enough cast members for my event to be what it was. Production purposely did not invite King Payne because Andre and Ian were invited. So if you two would have chose to be like, oh, well, fuck this new girl. I'm not wearing what she want me to wear. But so mind you, when I meet King Payne and he's asking me why I wasn't invited, hey, I didn't have no control over that.
Oh,
God. These two said, you know what, fuck it. This is a new girl. I'm not buying no outfit for her party. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to do what I want to do. They would have been like, okay, boom, y'all are not coming King Payne. Would you like to come to the new girls event?
Oh, so now they turned it up. They switched the story to make it more spicy.
So you're switching it up to make it seem as though you did me a favor when it's like, child, y'all didn't do me no favor, bitch. Every extra head was more money I have to pay my chef. Shrimp costs money. Chicken costs money. Waffles cost money. Bacon costs money. Liquor costs money. And y'all all came empty fucking handed. So, I mean.
Empty-handed too. Empty-handed, out of dress code and talking shit. So this is not looking good.
And then leaving my event to be messy. In what world, Philly, are we leaving somebody's event that we've never met before to call a girl and be like, hey, guess what? We went to the new girl's event and she said something about you.
Yeah, that was tea right there. That's what I was going to ask you about, like, how you feel about that scene, girl, about them calling and talking about you to Jayla, and y'all hadn't met each other yet. So now
we hadn't met each other yet, and I didn't say anything that was derogatory or negative. I just said, now, who invites somebody to a party and does not come? But what I can tell you guys, if I was shady as hell and was messy and wanted to throw people under the bus, there were several things that was said about her from people that already knew her.
Now that you said before, and Miss Nicole Rae, that is on this right here. I'm flipping it. What was her said that we didn't have heard about her Jayla? You
Well, let's
know,
talk about it, honey, because we're giving exclusives tonight, honey, and me and you go together, honey. So
we
you
go
know,
together now. So
we
let's
in
go.
the bed together, we go together. So what was said was when the LLC situation was brought up, it was said that Jayla was dumb. And it
Ooh.
was said that she was a follower and she was basically a pawn in King Payne's play. So basically, Andre and Ian were making it as though Jayla did not make this decision on her own. She was naive enough to fall for what King Payne wanted to do, and he was the ringleader of the shit.
Wow. Ooh. And that has a ring of truth to it because at that we just met each other again, Mixer. Andre did say, well, she was being a puppet last season. She
So
was a
right, so that's what I'm
puppet.
saying. So do you guys think in any perfect world there were 4 people that were involved in the LLC? 2 of them are no longer on the cast. Do you think in a perfect world they're gonna come to my house? Who I don't know none of y'all motherfuckers. I don't care about your LLC, bruh. If they
Right.
bought it, they bought it. First of all, why are you even talking to me about this?
Right. Number
But do
one.
you think that there's ever going to be a moment where they would talk about King Payne but not talk about the other participant who's still on the show?
Right. That didn't make sense at all.
But
As
just
well.
because they edited it out and you didn't see it because they can only give you so much doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I mean, it didn't happen. So Jada was called dumb by her friend.
By her good Judy.
Hey, Judy.
And that's why let's fast forward to the we just met each other thing when King Payne was like, oh, Jayla's my friend. And I was like, oh, is she really? Because I'm just like, they was just at my house acting like, oh, we've been hanging out with Jayla. We've been doing this. We've been doing that. This, da, da, da. So I'm like, well, is she your friend? Whose friend is she? Because it seems to me she's being real flip-flop because I can't make up with somebody if my good brother hasn't, if they haven't made up with my good brother yet. There's nothing in the world. If me and Rich are cool and we conspire together to get someone, if I
Mhm.
make up with them, I'm going to make sure that they make up with Rich.
Right, right.
There's
Because
no world where I'm going to be canoodling with these people who were my ops at one point because there's no world where they're not going to talk about Rich. So now I'm going to have to either sit through and listen to them talk about Rich or I'm going to have to add something to the conversation because conversation's got to be reciprocal.
correct. It takes two to conversate all that. Y'all can understand that part too. Because I'm always hearing what Nicole said. Nicole said, but what was the temperature and context of
How
what
did she
Nicole?
even get brought up? I don't know this girl. I don't know any personal things about this girl. All I know is she's
Mhm.
not here. And everything y'all saw me say is what I said. Where is she at?
Where she at?
Why would
Right.
she invite somebody and not come?
Right. Exactly. And that she was not getting surgery at that time of that
At that
mixer.
time, you weren't getting it at this current moment. So you could have came, girl, and you could have been here for this. If you were just in LA to film with Andre one day ago, which is what he told us when he got there, you could have stayed one more day, girl, and filmed this scene with us. Like, it's just a scene, girl. Like,
There you go. And that scene, look at you right on time to see how we go together. What do you think about the scene that Andre and Jayla's scene where, she asked, was anybody talking about her? But at that time, Andre did not mention you. He kind of didn't say
right.
you
So
was
which one is it? So at what point, sir, did you throw me under the bus? Because clearly, but at some point, you threw me under the bus.
right. So it just wasn't on camera at that
It
time.
just wasn't on camera. You throwing me under the bus. And this is why I can't be mad at her when she comes in on 1000 because I don't actually know what they told you. The only time that I get an inkling of what's going on is at King Payne's event when she
Mm-hmm.
starts calling me all types of names and
Hmm.
showing screenshots of messages that I clearly said on interviews that we had.
We gonna get to we finna talk about that. So I want to ask you this: do you think Andre and Jayla's friendship is genuine, or is he using her as season two pawn?
I don't think it's genuine at all. There's no world, Philly, there's no world where I'm gonna buy your business and I'm gonna shit on you. On her, she was the one who embarrassed him. On the
Well,
reunion, there is no world where we're coming back from that and it's genuine. In what world?
true. That is true. I mean, speaking being a Scorpio, I'm sorry. It's a little we. It's a little pettiness there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but in true TV form, I get it, Andre. You're excellent TV. You knew what to do. You knew who you could pump up to get into it with me, and it was gonna cause commotion for the show. You knew what to do. Cause guess what? What did you call her before? A pawn. So now you're using her as a pawn to beef with me.
and he says she's stupid. So you kind of like, you playing on the stupidity of it, maybe like that. Oh wow, that's so sad to call the
Because if
girls.
you told this girl that I said, where's she at, girl, what you mad at me for saying that for, girl?
I don't
Girl,
know.
where's the footage of me calling her ugly? Where's the footage of me
Yeah,
calling her stupid? Where's the footage of me calling her any name? I don't know this girl to call her name. At this time, when she hit me up on social media to tell me 2 weeks after the fact that sorry she couldn't come, blah blah blah, I didn't follow her on social media, so haven't seen your page. I don't know anything about you. All I know is what I saw last season. And last season, I saw you and this man going at it, throwing drinks, throwing chairs, buying LLCs, this and this and that. So I literally had nothing to go off of to say anything negative about you because I don't care. Like what people don't understand about me, Philly, I don't give a shit, bitch. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
you was here for the boys and more
I was
instant.
here for the boys and the fun. Like if it ain't about a boy or a fun or something of that nature, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right? Like this ain't that deep.
But if
Okay,
y'all
so
asking me to talk about people that's not here, all I'm gonna say is, well, where's she at?
where she at though? Exactly. I can't tell who. The phone. Yeah, you got some creative names to call it. It's funny too. Okay, let's talk about Rich Mom's dinner party. How was the food? Because he said
Oh
he
my God, that food, baby. Oh my God, that child. Rich can do his thing, baby. Rich can cook. He can do his thing, honey.
I go back and everything. I'm scared. I gotta try the food. When you
Honey,
said
he threw down. No, that meal was amazing. And let me tell you something. Like, fun fact about that whole scene, I was sick as a dog.
really, well, you did say that you
I
lost
barely
your
could
voice.
talk. Like I literally was drinking tea and honey all the way up until I got there. Like I was literally, and I barely could talk. So I was trying not to say too much, but when it was my turn, I was trying to get something out because at the end of the day, Philly, I'm a team player. I could have definitely been like, hey y'all, I'm sick. I'm so sorry. I can't make it. But I rock with Rich. I rock with the show. I rock with Rich. So if it means showing up and not feeling my best, I'm gonna do it.
I see that, and it just seems like we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about this anyway. There were, as us as viewers, this was the first time we heard about the Palm Springs situation. Now, during the taping, Rich Bond's house was the first. Y'all was talking about the rooms and everything. At that time, did you know it was gonna be in Palm Springs? Had the Airbnb already been bought? Because it's a lot going around outside about this whole Palm Springs situation.
So y'all ready for exclusives, honey? Because I can't.
Okay.
Bitch, I'm giving you all the exclusives, honey. If you don't, if you don't send me no flowers for this exclusives, honey, if you don't, baby, if you don't propose to me after this interview, child. So initially, like I said, I watched the first season prior to me signing on for the show. So in my audition process, when I was in my Zoom meetings, I said, hey guys, it would be cool if we had like a trip. Like I feel like I watched it. They need some fun. Like I'm here for the fun. I love to vacation. I love to travel. So they were like, okay, okay, okay. So the very first scene they filmed in my house, which was the Friendsgiving, I went to Q in my drunken state. I said, hey, Q, I actually have a timeshare in Oceanside, which is close to San Diego. I said, I can book it and everybody can come and we can just do some stuff in San Diego. We can go to the beach. We can do some bonfires. We can have a good time. At that moment, he said, oh, well, Ian and Andre were talking about doing a cash trip. Talk to them and see what you guys can set up.
Okay, so it's supposed to be a collaborative effort between yourself,
So I
Ian, and
went to them, right? I went to them and I talked about it, and that's how come we ended up talking about it in San Diego. They were hell bent on going to Palm Springs. So I said, okay, if that's where y'all want to go, cool, let's go to Palm Springs. I was like, well, this is what I'm willing, I can bring my chef, I can host a dinner, I can do this, I can do that. Like, let's get it all together. Let's go to Palm Springs. Since y'all are hell bent on going to Palm Springs, we can go to Palm Springs. So it was already set in stone that we were going to Palm Springs. We had not booked the Airbnb just yet at that time. But I was still like, I'm only willing to, first of all, I don't know Jayla. So I don't care if she's a girl and I'm a girl. I've never met her before a day in my life. There's never going to be a time in my life where I'm going to go on a trip and share a room with someone I've never met.
Yeah, like who does that?
There's never going to be a time where that's going to happen.
Okay. Right. That
Never.
makes a lot of
So
sense.
I was just like, if I have to share a room, which I do not want to do because I'm just not that girl. And I'm sorry, call me what you want to call me, bougie, stuck up, whatever the hell you want to say. I'm not that girl to be sharing rooms unless I know people. I said I'll share a room with a boy.
Okay, yes,
Or
yes.
I'll share the room with Hershey because me and Hershey had a connection at this point. We have been around each other quite a few times. So if I have to share a room, I'll share the room with Hershey.
Now you said that. You even said that at Rich Mom's house.
Yeah.
You put me in the room with the boys. And everybody except for Burger King. Who was Burger King at that time? Do
King
you
Bang.
remember?
I'm sorry, King Bang.
Ooh, Burger King. Okay.
But that was because let me tell you, because I know this is his platform, but that was because I was so excited to meet King Payne. When King Payne stepped into the We Just Met Each Other 2.0 mixer, his energy was down. It was not being around King Payne now, it was not the same energy. I understand it now. In that moment, I didn't. I was the first person that he greeted in the kitchen when he got there, because I just so happened to be in the kitchen making a drink with Jeremy. And I was so excited to meet him that when Jeremy was like, "Oh, King Payne, this is my friend Nicole, bye bye," he was like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." And I was
Ooh.
just like, "Well, that was dry. Like,
Yeah.
hi,
Especially
like."
your favorite from the season one.
Yeah, from seeing him being like, "Oh, period to the period to the periana," like, da 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 da, like
Yeah.
that's what the energy that I was expecting. So when he came in, he was like, "Oh, hey, hi."
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's a cold shoulder right
It
there.
was a cold shoulder, so it wasn't like a warm embrace, honey. So I was just like, "Honey, please do not put me in a room with the Burger King man, because he came with that crown. Honey, just do not put me in there with him, because he was not giving me friendly vibes. I didn't think he was friendly at that moment. As excited as I was to meet him and hear him say that, honey, it just wasn't giving that."
It wasn't. Oh, dang. It's like me and Beyonce. She's like, hey, bitch. And just keep going.
Right, like when you're so excited, that would be like if you were so excited to interview me and I came in here like, "Hey, let's go. What's the
Yeah,
first question?
let's go. Let's go. I'm
What's the
like,
question? What's the question, sis?"
ooh, you gonna love me? I have to start singing to you at that point.
You see
But
what I'm
okay,
saying?
I got what you saying. I got what you saying. So now we got the hostess, and now who was in charge of assigning the rooms for this Palm Springs Queens trip?
So myself, Rich Bomb, Fly King, and Andre were all in a group chat.
Okay. Okay.
There were several houses that we looked at initially. The
Okay.
first house that we looked at was like 30 something $100. So it was supposed to be $300 per person, and it was 10 of us that were supposed to be going. So the first house that we looked at was like $3,200, but it had more bedrooms. So I said, well, I'll send the extra $200 as long as I get to get my own room.
Okay, so let's pause right there, okay? Because me being, I gotta investigate and research. I came across your Twitter at that time, so we got some receipts. Our
Okay,
producer
put the receipt, honey, because I need a pause. Put the receipt, child.
got
Read it
the
off.
receipts right here. This is from Miss Nicole Rae
Read
here,
it, child.
right here, September 16th. It says, so I paid 500 on a $25,000 house or $2,500 house with cold water. That's 1/5 when there's 10 castmates, not to mention the other thousand I spent. Again, I repeat, definitely did more than the alleged host. Miss Nicole, what is this recipient about?
Here I come. 1 second, Philly.
You come back. Everybody, take your time, get your reading glasses, read the recipient, y'all, that's up on the screen right now, and make sure y'all have taken time to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like this, get your questions ready, because we going to come up to the end pretty fast, but it's getting ready to get juicy, y'all, because I'm still scrolling, all right? We got these recipients, and we on the Palm Springs, and everything went down in Palm Springs, okay?
Okay, I'm back,
Y'all
y'all.
ready? Drop that crown. You know what I mean? Let me wet my whistle a little bit too, because I've been
Right,
spoiled.
what's that thing, girl?
I'm gonna have to take a shot too, because we're about to get in the mess. So where's this right here with this recipient right here? I had to get that from your Instagram. I mean from your Twitter.
Okay, boom, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
So the $500. So okay, I said. So what happened was Andre was in charge of booking the house. So like I said, the first house that we were looking at was like $3,200, and it had like 5 or 6 bedrooms.
Got it. Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
at $300 a person, and there was 10 people, it was going to be $3,000. So there was a $200 deficit. It was like 31 and some change. There was a $200 or so deficit. I said, hey, I'll send the extra 200 as long as one of these rooms that has one bed in it is mine.
Oh,
He
okay.
said, okay, cool, no problem.
Right.
Cut
So,
to, he was late booking it, so we lost the house.
oh, so that's what the other recipients about, because we got a lot of recipients off your
Right. So we
Instagram.
lost that initial house.
Yeah. So was the water cold? Because you said it was cold in the other
The
reception.
water, there was no hot water, Philly. We got there and there was no hot water, child.
The world.
But
So
we
that,
didn't know until the next morning, because I mean, I went to the bathroom and I washed my hands, but I'm not going to stand in the bathroom and wait for the water to heat up. Like.
So okay, here go another reset. We had our own rooms because despite how to try to paint the fake picture last night, we all hosted the trip. Shall I post the receipts since they love to lie a lot? So yes, what is this reset about?
So the thing is, there was 4 people that hosted trip. So if there's 4 people that hosted trip, wouldn't you think that those 4 people would have first dibs at whatever rooms are going on?
I thought that's how it go. I
Right.
thought that's how it go, but no, it
No,
ain't.
that's how it went. That's what I'm saying. So for him to act as though, I was being funny when I was like, well, here's the extra 200 as long as I get my own room. But we were the ones that picked the house. It was in a group chat. Andre kept sending us several houses. So it was always that we had first dibs on what was going on
So the
because
four is you, Fly King I,
Rich Bomb and
Andre, and Rich Bomb. Got it. That
exactly.
makes sense. Okay.
So if there's a house that has one room with 2 beds in it, one room with 1 bed in it, one room with 1 bed in it, one room with 4 beds in it, like there's no world that us strangers are going to sleep in the same bed. Besides the Fly King and Andre sharing a bed in the master bedroom when we actually went on a trip. But there's no world where me at 30 something years old is going to sleep in the bed with somebody unless we are Philly. Unless,
Okay.
hello. There's no world where I'm going to sleep in a bed with nobody that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it was already established that me and Rich and those two were gonna have some form of our own room. You know what I mean? Maybe even if me and Rich shared a room that had 2 beds or shared a room that had a big king size bed, whatever. But so it was already established. So after we lost out on one house because Andre didn't book it because it's your trip, but you didn't just swipe your card. If you got it like that, pimping, if you didn't just swipe your card.
Ooh, did the card?
Because if it's my trip, Philly, I'm just gonna swipe my card and I'm gonna get the money back later.
Yeah, but did the card decline? Was it?
That's not my business. I don't know nobody's card. I don't know their situations. All I know is when we were asked to send in the $300, honey, I sent my 300 immediately. Actually, we were asked to put a deposit. It was a 150 deposit, and the other 150 was due by a certain date. And I said, well, here's my 300. So amongst us texting each other and talking about the house, I was like, well, here go an extra 200. Like, let me just put this in because we're over a little bit. So let me put this in and blah, 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 whatever. So when we lost out on that house, there was 2 more houses that he sent us. The one house was actually gorgeous. And I was like, oh my God, like I love this room right here. Boom. Let me make sure I get this pink room because there was a room that was pink.
Oh, that would have been cute.
And that house was still like $3,000.
Okay, right.
But he ended up booking the house we actually stayed in. That was only $2,500.
Ooh, wow.
So you book a house that's $2,500. I sent $500. That's 1/5 of it. That's for 10 people. Like I already paid 1/5 of it. So I had already sent $500. So then he sends the 4 of us a message that says, hey guys, I went ahead and I booked the house. I received money from XYZ people. 3 people have not paid yet, but they said they're going to pay. But we're still $277 short. If there's anything you guys could do, with Nicole's extra 200, we're still $277 short. So if there's anything any of the hosts can do, it would be much appreciated.
And that is the next recipient that we actually have that you posted on your Twitter. Nicole, you're very honest. You post all your receipts on Twitter. And that's it right there. As you guys can see it right there at the G panel, we have it right here on the screen where Nicole actually posts the inbox recipient from the conversation. Also, it looks like William DePierre was also called Malibu's Most Wanted. And that
no, he said Malibu Mitch.
Malibu Mitch
wants to attack me for calling him a name to his face, but there are several people talking about him behind his back. Now, Andre was the one that calling him Malibu Mitch. Not to mention, when we were at Poetic's house, he said that his body looked like mashed potatoes and gravy.
That's it. There we go. And you pushing us right back to the scene that I wanted to talk about. Exactly. At Poetic's house, this is right before the Palm Springs trip.
Right. So my money had already been placed. So at that time, Rich said, hey, Andre, I just sent you $100 extra towards the $277. That was the deficit.
Got you.
But mind you, at that time, according to this, there were 4 people that still hadn't paid. It says Hershey, Jeremy, and they're sending it today. Jayla and Malibu Mitch haven't paid, and I'm not sure when they're going to. Right. So we all know that Hershey came. Right. We all know that Jayla came. So that means that there was still $600 more that was sent to you.
Right. Oh, so where's the money? Somebody mathing.
The money was spent on the food, honey, that he said he spent his own money on, y'all.
Ooh,
Because he
hashtag.
wanted to get up here and tell y'all, well, I still spent $600 on groceries and $300 on liquor, but there was still $600 that you received after we already had booked the house.
Ooh, Chile. So he didn't come out of pocket. Like, where did you
He
come
might have
out of?
came out a couple of dollars, honey, but it was your trip, right? So why wouldn't you? You said the trip was going to go on with or without us. It was your trip, honey. So when it's your trip, you're supposed to pay the most, right? Because it's your trip.
Right.
Production had already set it up for you according to you. It was already deemed that you were going to host the trip because you're chasing LA's favorite. So it was already deemed that you're going to host this trip. So if you're going to host this trip, we should have never lost out on the first house, honey. Swipe your card. You're a celebrity stylist. You're your stylist's favorite stylist. Swipe your card.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, Chile, you are so right about that. So now let's get to Poetic's house, okay? What was said, because we also got to see a little sneak peek behind the scenes, and it sounded like you called Jayla Charity. Now, did you call Jayla Charity at Poetic's game, not game house?
It wasn't referring to just her. So here's the thing, mind you, let's talk about it again, the facts. I
Yes,
was not in charge of collecting money for this trip.
correct.
I was in charge of helping to pick the house,
Mhm.
helping to pick activities, and I planned a dinner that I paid for with my own money that you
Okay,
guys haven't seen yet.
yeah, yeah,
But
okay.
since Ian already talked about it last week, I guess I
Got
can
it.
talk about it. Right.
Yes,
I was in charge of planning a dinner that I offered to plan and pay for out of my own pocket.
okay. Right, all right, all
So when
right.
we're sitting here and certain people who collected the money are throwing out names of people that haven't paid, there were several people that hadn't paid at that time. And I said, well, if they haven't paid, if they need help paying, I'll just pay for it. Because
Ooh,
there's no shade, y'all. I'm not rich. I'm not balling. I'm not just throwing out money, but it's a show. The more of us that participate in things, the better it is. $300. No, please do not take this wrong, but I spent $300 at the steakhouse.
girl, that's my loud money. I
You see
blew
what I'm
it.
saying? Right. You spend $300 on nonsense. I
Right,
spent $300 like, you know what I mean? Like it cost me $100 to get my car washed. So if $300 is going to be the difference in somebody participating in a cash trip that's going to make the show better,
right,
I'll
right.
pay it. It's not a problem.
And then you just get it back later. Like, yeah, pay me back
Honey,
in.
the Lord will continue to bless me. They could pay me back later. The Lord will give it to me. I'll get a client that needs a weave that's $500. I'm gonna get the money back. Like it never was about me trying to be shady and saying like, oh well, let me pay for the people that can't afford to pay. No, it was like, hey guys, this is supposed. We have not had one moment on this show where everyone has been there.
Yes, yeah.
So
At
if
that
$300 is the difference between somebody being there and somebody not being there, here go $300, y'all.
Yeah, $100 car wash, Nicole. Like that's what are you doing? What you got
I be
going?
like, cause I be waiting a long time, y'all. Like I be waiting like
$600 at the steakhouse. What, Mary? What? 600?
so like I be waiting a long time. I be needing them to shampoo my carpets every time. Like I be needing them to detail that thing. I be needing the wax because it be taking me like a month to get back there because like
Listen,
I be busy. So when I get to the car wash or when they come to me, like I used to have a mobile guy who would come to me and it was like $50 a week, which still equated to like $200 a month. But now I literally like can go to the car wash maybe like once a month. And so I'm just like, let me get the magical one that's gonna keep it all month long because I don't have time to get here.
okay, I get what you say. Cause I was great. Say, girl, you like California ain't got no crackheads. It's fully short enough. We'll do it for
No,
20.
and I used to have a guy that would charge like $50 a week and he would come to my salon and wash my car. But when he went MIA, honey, I'm like, if I have to physically go to the car wash, like, so let me tell you how the process for me. There's a car wash down the street from my salon. So when I get my car wash, I literally drop my car for the car wash, walk to work,
Oh, okay.
walk back to the car wash to get my car. So, child, I'm not trying to go there too many times, child. Like, I'm not trying to do that too many times.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say, I'm trying to tell you, a $20 crackhead into
Yeah,
your
so I'll be like, so they got like a $40-$50 wash, but I'll be like, let me get the wax, the hand wax, so everything can just roll off. It's dusty in California, this and this and that. You know what I mean? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we literally go to the restaurant and spend this money on frivolous nonsense all the time.
spend it to get the group back together.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like let me spend this because here's the thing, Philly. Let's remember what I said in the beginning. I offered to use my timeshare
From the
to
beginning.
fund the whole trip for everyone.
Why wasn't that never took it up? But the group just didn't want to go to your timeshare, or
Because certain people who feel like they're in charge had their heart set on going to Palm Springs as if Palm Springs was San Diego, Palm Springs, same damn difference, y'all.
Oh, were y'all actually in times proximity? Because one of your recipients said we wasn't even
We
close.
were not, honey. We were in Palm Desert, which was still like 13 minutes away from Palm Springs. Baby, we had to travel 45 minutes to get to the grocery store.
Chile. Well, oh,
So
come
we
on.
weren't even in the heart of what was going on. You see what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
was a waste of time. I paid for this timeshare. I bought it full out. Like I could have hosted us to go there, and
For
it would have been
free,
free for
right.
everyone. Maybe give me $100 so we can get groceries and stuff, but
Right.
it would have been $300 per person, and everyone could have came. And it wasn't no big deal. Like it was never no. I'm trying to be grand or I'm trying to be great, but I literally pay for this thing and I hardly ever use it because I'm always working.
Well, girl, that's some shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to a touching scene that I love that shows a little bit of Miss Nicole Rae a little bit more in a greater light. Is the scene between you and your mom when you're also introducing us Chase viewers to your wig line. But I love the way your relationship is with you and your mom. What made you decide to bring your mother on in front of the cameras for the Chase reality family?
Like my mom is like my best friend, and what you guys don't get to see a lot is there was a moment between myself, Poetic, and Andre at Poetic's house where they both were talking to me about losing their mother because Andre met my mom at my friendsgiving, and they were both talking to me about losing their mother. And my mom has always been the type that she's everybody's mom. You know what I mean? You ever have that neighborhood mom that's just like any child that she embraces? And when it was that I came out and I was, a gay person and this and this and that, and I brought my gay friends around, and there were a lot of people that were like, my mom is not approving of it. My mom is not this. And my mom was just like, my mom's brother was gay. So it was just like a touchy subject for her. So she just wanted to be that person for everyone. You know what I mean? So literally, like, my mom sacrificed her whole life for me. Like she sacrificed everything that she had so I could be the person that I am today. Like she's literally lost friends behind me wanting to transition and me wanting to be the person I am. So if there's a place that I go that my mom can go to, she's coming with me.
Yes, and I
Like she
love
could literally be sitting right next to me, and it's like she's the one to keep bringing me these drinks. Honey. You know what I mean?
I
Like that.
love
So
that.
when it's so it's so funny when people be like, "Oh, I live with my mom." This I do, honey. She lives in my house because I
Yes.
wasn't here when I first bought my first piece of property. I was never home because I was always gone working. So I was like, "Well, girl, you're living at home by yourself. I bought this house by myself. Come live over here. Watch my house while I'm not here." You coming over every day anyway. You're wanting to be here when I'm not here. Like when I'm here, you're here. If I'm not talking to you on the phone while you're at work, you're in my face. So you might as well just live here, girl.
Exactly.
Like, so, my mom is literally like my best friend, you know what I mean? And it's so, like that's my friend. Like, so when people, it was so nasty. Like, I was reading some comments when the episode came and people were like, I can't believe she talks to her mom like that. And it almost like made me want to cry because I'm just like, this is my homegirl. Like, my mom is 24 years older than me, but that's my friend.
Listen, in my notes right here, I said you could tell that your mom knows that this is how you are on and off camera because she wasn't taken aback by how
Right,
y'all were talking. You could tell that this is you, and it
right.
wasn't nothing disrespectful that you were
At
talking to me.
all. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I'm
wasn't
never,
breaking down no sexual activities. Like,
yeah, and we talk about that kind of stuff too though. Like it's no offense. Like, you know what I mean? Like we talk about that is my friend. Like my mom went through a hard time with her and my dad being together when I was younger. So it was kind of like once I got grown and she got away from my dad, like we experienced this life together. So that is my friend. You know what I mean? Like I talk to her about things that I do not talk to anyone about. Like I talk to her about everything. Like I could cry right now just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like that is my friend.
yeah,
So for
I,
anyone to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she would talk to her mom like that. Like we're only 24 years apart. Like we're literally like we're at the age where we're friends.
your friends. I know this. My mom passed away October 16th of last year, but I totally understand what you're saying about your mother being your best friend. That was my best friend to the point where we'll be in a store and I'll yell, Mom, she looked like my sister. But if
And
I'll
that's what
yell,
everybody says. Everybody always thinks she's my sister.
she's
Like
your
when we're out
sister.
and about and I tell people she's my mom, they're like, do not tell them that. Like she be like, don't
Yes,
tell them that, honey. Like, like
yes.
that's my homegirl.
And
Like, you
she
know what
was
I mean?
so
Like,
as much goofy as me. My mom would say like the most random song that's playing. She'll go, "That's the song me and your dad made you off of," and I'm like, and it'll be loud in the store, and I'm like, "Mom." So I know that friendship, value it, keep it. It's very rare that women get to have a friendship with their mothers. It's
right.
it's supposed to be that women are not supposed to get along with their moms. That's not
Right.
always true. That
It's
was
not always true. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
so many people that tell the story of they wish their mom was still here. They wish this was still,
yes.
like I'm close to my mother and my grandmother. My grandma is my homegirl. When I tell you my grandma gossip more than I gossip, like I call her and I be like, girl, what the hell is you doing? Like, girl, let me tell you something, girl. Like, she be like, now, Nicole, now that girl that I saw at your shop when I was there the other day getting my hair done, what's going on? Like, my grandmother and my mother, those are my homegirls. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
when my mom and my dad split up, it was me and my mom. When
I
my
get
mom and my
it.
dad were going through what they were going through when they were together, it was me and my mom. So
Yeah,
people never know the relationships. They never know the backstories. They just, you know what I
yeah,
mean? They're nasty for no reason. And those are the things that I did not know that I was signing up for when I signed up for this, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, guess what? Thank you for sharing your mom and that glimpse of how women can be with their mothers and party with your mother. Look, your mom, she like you said, y'all are homegirls now. She's 24. She was 24 when she had you. So listen, it's time for
There's
mama
more of her, trust me, honey. There's more of her, honey, to come. Just stay tuned,
to
honey.
wait. Because
Stay tuned, honey.
I heard her say, don't let me have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a couple of minutes away. When you were talking about going out to Palm
And
Springs,
she don't even drive. I drive us everywhere we go, honey. And she was like, girl, I will get in the car and I will come to Palm Springs.
I will get
I
there and
will
set it
set it
off.
off if I need to if they messing with you.
Yes, Mama Nicole. Now about your wig line, can we get into that? Like, tell us about the wig lines and the hair of all of Nicole Rae's. Tell us about
So the crazy thing is, the reason that made me want to come up with a wig line, I have a hairline, Nicole Rae hair, so I already have bundles and things of that nature. But when it came to filming this show, it was just like, oh my god, every 5 seconds they want you to change your hair, they want you to be here, they want you to do that, and it
it.
was a lot. So I got with one of my partners at my salon. His name is RJ. You saw him in that scene
Yes,
as well with my
yes.
mom doing my hair. He actually made that wig, and I styled it, and he was just there on set styling it. But he does a lot of the styling for me for my hairline and whatnot. So it was kind of just like, let's do more. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. People always be like, oh, you're so established, you're this and this and that. Like, what are you chasing? And I'm just like, I'm chasing more.
More. There
There's
you
no
go.
moment in your life where you should be stagnant. So it's like, I've already conquered hair. I've conquered makeup. I've conquered selling bundles. Why not come out with a wig line? He knows how to make wigs. I know how to style wigs. I have a platform where I can get that out to the people and I can wear it and people will see it and they'll be excited about it. Like, why not? Let's do more. Let's
That's
chase
more.
more. Like, if I have the opportunity to put everyone who I fool with on, like, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you're chasing the bag. Now, do the Crown family get a discount code? Like, the Crown
You
family.
know what? Like, we're launching in a couple of weeks, Crown Family. I will give the Crown Family a discount code, honey, and you guys can get a discount off the wigs, honey. In order of Philly, the code is gonna be Philly, honey.
I like that. I like that. Look at I'm a code. Yeah, I'm a discount code. Philly,
Because
right
I have the bonnets, honey. So I did like a pre-sale when we soft launched the bonnet. I have to send you a bonnet. Send me your info. I'm gonna send you my. I'm so
there.
mad that I didn't send you one prior to this, but I'm gonna send you a bonnet, Philly. I got you,
Oh,
baby. Like, I'm gonna send you a bonnet. So.
you dating and all. I gotta rock my girls, stuff out here. Get you out here freely. You know what I mean? Get you all my clients out here too. But
Period. Get your clients to wear Nicole Rae hair bonnet, honey, because they're lit, honey. They're double lined. They got a drawstring so they can make it tighter if their head is small so it don't fall off in the nighttime. Because how often do we wrap our hair and our bonnets fall off in the middle of the night, child?
I hate that. It's like, what the hell I do it for? Like, it's all a part,
Right.
especially if you got a spice at night, Because, but Nicole, are you single? Are you single?
I'm not. I mean, I'm dating. I'm dating. I'm seeing a certain somebody, honey, who I'm smitten by right now.
Did you happen to punch one of your smittens in the face? No.
Oh my God.
How
I
did
did
you do
not
that?
really punch him, y'all. I promise. Like, we were playing and I was doing something with my hands because as you see, I'm animated as shit. And I was talking to him and he set up real fast and I was like sitting on his lap and he like walked into my fist and his nose. I didn't really punch him. I'm not violent like that.
Okay, it was a sex accident. It's okay. It's a sex accident. It happens. Like it happens. Yeah. Nobody went to the ER. Okay, so you're good. Let's get back to this chasing mess because the 10K retreat scene. You saw that with Jayla official campaign and William the Baddest and her shit. And
Mhm.
Jayla was reading some receipts from Instagram. When we get her up here, we'll talk to her more about it. But I wanted to know your take. How did you feel watching it? And what was those receipts? Do you recall her DMing you
She
about?
did. She DM'd me like a week or so after the event. and she apologized for not being there. She said she, had to go back to Vegas and get her mind together. And mind you, everybody wants me to be this nasty person, but I'm not. I literally responded and I said, hey, I totally understand. I said, I'm sure that we'll get an opportunity to spend more time together as we're going through this process. We're filming together. You know what I mean? I don't know the words verbatim, but that's basically what I said. So I never had a nasty connotation when it came to her. Like, everybody wants me to be beefing with her, and they're like, oh, you're fake, because why didn't you say that? I'm not going to say no nasty stuff to the girl. I'm not mad at her for not coming. I'm just like, girl, I see you.
Right.
Like, I'm not upset. I'm just watching you to get to know you, and these are the first impressions that I have of you. So it's not that I'm upset with you. It's not that I feel nasty about you. It's not that I'm, you know what I mean? It's not that I'm talking shit. Now, me watching it back now, and I'm all kind of old and my body is bad. Like, she was actually talking shit, but everybody gave her a pass because they're like, well, Nicole's been talking about you since the first episode, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but did I ever say anything nasty?
Right.
Yeah, in what context, though? I never said anything nasty about the girl. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and I still wasn't upset when I watched it back. I'm like, okay, I understand. If these people who you knew prior to knowing me tell you something that they said that I said, you're going to believe it.
Exactly.
So I still wasn't upset with her for saying what she said. Girl, I am older than you. You're the youngest person on this cast. So me being older than you is not a diss.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes
I don't feel dissed by that. You know what I mean? Now, you talking about my body, girl. If that's how you feel, girl, if that's what's important to you, I get that, but that's not what's important to me, child. If I really wanted my body to be bomb, girl, I can afford to pay all kind of personal trainers. I can afford to go get all kind of bodywear, girl. I just don't care, girl. Every time, girl, I done signed up for personal training 1,000 times, and I don't be showing up, girl, because I'm tired.
Period. I think about it. I drive past the curves. Okay. I drive past the gym. I think about it. Ain't nothing wrong with your body. You got plenty of guys in this chat and my DMs and everybody asking
about it. So it's just like, that's not, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that is the narrative that people want to run with. Like, there's no rule book that says to be a trans woman, your body has to be snatched, sis. Let's be successful. Let's be successful. Real women are not snatched all the time. Real women come in all shapes and forms. Like, my motto is let's be successful. I'm a business owner. I'm a homeowner. I do things for charity. I have several things going on that are positive. I'm sorry, I don't want to spend $20,000 to get a whole new body and be down for 2 months.
There you go. Exactly. You ain't got the time because that's money. That's money right there.
It's time and it's money, right? To be down for 2 months for me means to lose out on thousands of dollars. So not only am I spending thousands of dollars, I'm losing thousands of dollars. Like, I got these titties done, honey, and they told me to be down for 3 weeks, honey. I was back at work in a week and a half.
I know that's right. They look good. So how long ago did you get them done?
Girl, these is old, child. I should get some new ones, honey, because these is old, child. Girl, these is old, honey. But they get them. These cities is old, child.
But okay, so I totally understand that. Now it says that William the Baddest actually told Jayla that you were shading her, that you were, and I'm trying to figure out how did he come into that scene to say that, because he had to been filming the group settings to even have that information to relay to Jayla. The only people in that scene really was Kingpin and Hershey that could have really cleared that up. So how did you feel watching that? Like William the Baddest speaking on the situation when he wasn't there.
It's just, I honestly, I don't feel no way about William. I expect William to be William. Like, you know what I mean? You know how it's kind of, I expect that from him. At that moment, Kane and I were not the coolest. We hadn't got off to the perfect foot. So I didn't expect him to defend me in that situation. The only person who could have had a positive opinion to try to sway the conversation was Hershey. But I understand she was outnumbered. So, it's best sometimes, to just shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Like, so I didn't feel any type of way. I just felt like it was right. Like you said, I had met William one time. William, and no time when you were there did I speak about Jayla.
That's what I was confused about, because he was
William is very much for TV, y'all. Y'all have to understand. William does things for TV. He wants to be important so bad.
So, okay, did you tell Jayla she was out the group? Well, did you tell official Kingpin that Jayla was out the group? And if you did,
I did. I said it in being funny. I literally said it being funny. I was like, oh, girl, Well, what happened was, it wasn't when I first met him, though. Let's rewind.
Okay.
It was not when he first came into the house. When he first came into the house, I met him, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, how are you, blah, blah, blah. He came in with his stank attitude because he already knew he was going to be in the Lions Den. So when he sat down and he was preaching that he was Jayla's friend, I was like, oh, Jayla's your friend? Well, she not here. She out the group anyway. It don't matter.
Okay, got it. It was like a quick.
Yeah, it was like a quick, you know what I mean? Because at that time they were gagging him because they were like, "Oh, boom, we're about to call Jayla anyway." So I'm like, "Well, she's not acting like your friend. She's not your friend. She's their friend. She's not here. So who cares whose friend she is? She's not here. Fuck it. She's
so
out."
Lightweight taking up for King Payne, like, oh well, don't worry.
Yeah, it was low key like, well, oh well, if you saying she's your friend, honey, she's not here. She's out the group. It don't even matter. Like, so don't be upset about them calling her. You know what I mean? It was literally like, don't be upset about them calling her because who cares? She's not here. Anybody who's not here to me is out the group.
There you go. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Then, like, you coming in, stumping and taking stuff like, I'm out the group. So like,
yeah, like, cause child, I don't care nothing about no groups. I'm grown. Why do I care about groups of friends, honey? Like,
you just was here for the boys.
And I'm here for the boys and for the Instagram followers. That's it. And so somebody could buy a bonnet.
They forget
a bundle. Like, I don't care about who's in this group and who's not in this group. Like, it wasn't that serious, bitch. I would like everybody to show up because I thought we was gonna have fun. Like, I thought I was showing up to a game night to have games. Just like when I showed up to Poetic House, I thought we was playing games, child. It wasn't no damn game.
Yeah, it was a game night with no game. It's no games in these game nights, okay?
No games in these game nights. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I literally showed, bitch, I could be at work. I could be asleep. I love Poetic, so there's never a time where I would not show up for him, you know? And I don't think that he knew that there wasn't going to be any games. You know what I mean? These scenes have a way of taking over. We didn't even finish the question game. You know what I mean? Like,
not at all.
These scenes have a way of taking over and turning messy, and there's no actual game. Like, if we would have played some spades, goddammit, it would have been cool.
Bring them bones out. Like, where the dominoes?
Bring some dominoes out. Where is Monopoly? Where is Uno? When me and my friends get together for a game night, honey, we play actual games. Like, you already know that these messy games are going to lead to mess.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So it's so interesting when people be like, oh, she's such a businesswoman. Why is she participating? Because what am I going to do? Like, I can't be like, oh, guys, I'm not going to talk about this.
Yeah, right. Because
I'm here.
At Poetic's house, when everybody started talking about the LLC and inviting the official campaign and everything, you and Poetic and Rich Baum are sitting off to the side like, we don't know nothing about season one. We have nothing to say about
it. And I actually felt like it was some slight shade to me because in my mind, and this is just my mind, honey, I'm not speaking for anyone else. I looked at Ian like, bro, why would you just come here and tell us that you just sat down with King Payne? But Andre, you and Andre are attached at the hip. Like, y'all are bumping pussies. Like, why are you want to meet up with him? Like, what kind of friendships are these? Like, I understand it's TV, but friendship is friendship. And the way people conduct themselves, just like everybody is so mad at Rich for having my back in Palm Springs, but we're real friends.
Real friends, right. So if y'all are real friends in real life.
So there's no world in where I'm going to sit down with King Payne to talk to him about this. I'm not going to be the one to be the orchestrator. Jayla is the one that keeps going back and forth between the people, so she should be the orchestrator. If you're Andre's friend and you literally got up and walked out of my dining room when King Payne's name was brought up, how did y'all become such best? You're the one that, oh my God, King Payne! When King Payne walked into Jeremy's house, like, whose side are you on? Are you here for the TV or are you here for real life?
Ooh, Chile, the questions, Fly King Eye. You got to come back and answer that because, you know, she bring us some good points. Those are some very valid points there. You know, I'm going to get my Trump points, some very valid points. But okay, now let's get to Palm Springs because we have kept you here long enough. We know
I got all night. Let's go. The people are here. I'm here, child. Let's go.
The people is here, okay, and everybody wants to know about Palm Springs anyway, okay? You were the first person to walk through the door and they give you a shot. And I said, it's gonna go down because why would you give people alcohol when you walk through the door? And as you're walking up, you're like, let me see what my money done got. Oh my God, what is this? Did you see the house prior to, or was that your first time seeing the house?
I saw photos. How many times have you been to a restaurant and seen a photo of the restaurant and when you get there, the photo is not the actual restaurant? Burger King puts out a commercial. I don't know if y'all have Burger King where y'all at.
Yeah, we got Burger King.
McDonald's puts out a commercial and the burger looks amazing on the photo.
All the time.
You get there, it's not all it seems to be in person. So although I had seen photos of it, bitch, of course they're gonna take pictures of the best angles.
Of course, they ain't gonna hide the mouse in the corner. Yeah,
they're not going to show you the whole entire house. They're not going to show you the act. You know what I mean? So the photos are going to be one thing. But let's just be clear. That was my first time ever staying in an Airbnb.
Whoa,
I'm a hotel girl.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'm a hotel. I want y'all to come in and change the sheets every day. I want y'all to bring me a new towel every day. I want room service. I'm a hotel girl.
Yes, I want the killer to be able to get through some elevators and keypads.
Period. You see what I'm saying? Like staying in Airbnb means staying in somebody's house. Essentially, it's a house that someone else has slept in. That's not, I don't know that it's clean to the standards that everybody else cleans it, honey. At the Hilton, baby, they put a thing on there to let you know it's been disinfected. We just got out of COVID.
Period. And I mess up sheets and I don't want to mess up nobody else's sheets.
Hello. Like, are y'all washing these in industrial washing machines with bleach and this and that? Are y'all throwing them away if they're not up to par anymore? So I had never stayed at an Airbnb before, and that's not me being bougie. Those are just the facts.
Nah, I get what you're saying. It's just the
I think that, like, it's like this, Philly. If you and I, Philly, are going on a trip, right? We live in two separate places. I'm like, hey, Philly, we're going on a trip. I booked this. It's going to be $500 a person. Come on down. When you get there, aren't you going to be like, well, let me see what my damn $500 got me.
Yeah,
what I'm getting for $500.
Right.
What am I getting for? You know what I mean? So I hate that somebody took that and made it negative. Because it wasn't a negative thing. It was just like, okay, for $2,500, what it was basically like for $2,500, what are we getting for $2,500 when it comes to house? Because when I pulled up, I'm looking at this neighborhood like, child, we in the middle of nowhere.
Well, yeah, you did say that. It's in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the middle of nowhere, child. I'm like, baby, my house was nicer than this. We could have stayed at my house.
On period, exactly.
My house got 6 bedrooms. This house had 4 bedrooms. We could have stayed at my house for free. So I'm just like, let me see what the money paid for. Like,
makes sense. So you get in the door, they give you the shot, and you mistakenly kiss Ian's head by accident. And I'm like, yeah, she was drunk. The shot was kicking in. But now we get to the living room, the kitchen scene. Did you notice now watching back? Did you notice the knife in Fly King Eye's hand when you guys?
I wasn't paying attention to none of that because, like, I just, I really wasn't paying attention to any of that, honey. I just noticed that Andre didn't have no seasoning for that taco meat.
What the hell was taking that taco meat so long? And why was it so
turkey meat, y'all? But did y'all see some seasoning on that counter?
He just was stabbing it, like, yeah. So what started that argument? Well, from your perspective, what started? Do you?
It was another instance of them baiting me to start an argument because at the end of the day, like they said, so and so is coming. Now, mind you, let's talk about facts.
Facts. Let's get the facts.
So you guys have already posted the receipts where there were names that were said on who had not paid yet, right?
Correct.
And did you see King Payne's name in there?
No, I did not.
So I already knew King Payne was coming.
Yes. Ooh.
So when they're like, "Oh, King Payne's coming," child, I knew that already. I know who paid and who didn't pay so far.
Right.
So why are y'all asking me about that? Because I said to y'all before, like, oh my God, King Payne wasn't the nicest when I met him. Like, in what word are you King Payne's advocate, Andre? You use King Payne as a segue to be like, so as soon as I said King Payne was not that nice to me when I first met him, I never said I wasn't excited about him coming because I knew he was coming.
Right.
I knew who paid and who did not pay.
Correct. Right. You're one of the hosts of the trip.
I'm one of the hosts. There was already a receipt that was posted by him and myself that told us who all was coming.
Right. So
I knew King Payne was coming, child. I wasn't worried about that. Like, I don't care who's coming, child. I'm still coming.
Right. And then they said Jayla, and you was like,
and so no, as soon as I said King Payne was not that welcoming when I met him, they proceeded to be like, well, you weren't nice to Jayla.
True.
And I said, well, I don't know that girl. I never met her to not be nice to her.
Right. True. Well, that's what.
And at that time, I still did not know that they had been being messy and carrying all these bones back. So they knew that they had pumped her up, but I did not know that because, as you guys can see, there were things that happened with them and Jayla that I knew nothing about at that time. So when they brought it to me, I'm just like, why the fuck are we talking about this girl again? Like, you just said to me, King Payne. And now you're going to say, when I say, well, King Payne wasn't that friendly, because I got to say something, right? Even though I knew he was coming, even though I knew he was already coming, because his name was on the list of confirmed people that paid. I said, well, I hope this opportunity is different because the first time I met him, he was not that welcoming.
There you go. And you've
Now,
been
in true
speaking to that.
form, y'all want to bring up Jayla again. Y'all see
And,
who keeps bringing Jayla up.
and you said that. You said that you guys are more manipulating and using Jayla and making her more relevant than I am. And they're like, no, I'm not making them. Do you still stand by that statement?
Absolutely. Like they make, like, here's the thing. If someone doesn't show up all season and we don't talk about them, are they important to the season?
We don't talk about Bruno. I mean, that's the song. That's how I go. Like, yeah, if you're
Hello.
not,
So my thing is like you guys yet and still again brought it up. So now I'm debating the two people that, mind you, I talked to them the whole drive to Palm Springs. We
ooh,
were all cool. We were on group messages together. I was on the phone with them the whole way while I was driving to Palm Springs.
right.
Because we
Ooh.
arrived 4 or 5 hours before everyone else arrived.
So wait, you thought that y'all all cool, but it seems
I
like
thought
Ian
we were all cool.
and
So why are y'all trying to throw me under the bus again and be like, well, you weren't that nice to Jayla. So my only point was, what did I do that wasn't nice? I said the broad was at the Dollar Tree. Who gives a fuck? That wasn't
that
mean.
wasn't mean. I could
It
have said
wasn't mean.
that.
So we
Right.
literally got into this whole spat that they orchestrated behind what I said. And I was just like, well, my thing is like, well, how was that not mean? I mean, how was that mean if y'all didn't go back and tell her?
Mm. That's that right. It's only mean when you go back and tell it meanly. You get what I'm
Exactly. So
saying? That's
mind
it.
you, let me give y'all some exclusive. Are you ready for the exclusive,
Let's
Philly girl? Let me take a
go.
sip of my drink for this
Y'all.
exclusive,
Here we
child.
go. Take a sip of it. Listen, I'm gonna take a shot because I'm scared.
Take a shot, girl. It's an exclusive. So after that explosive argument,
Mm-hmm.
I went to Andre and Ian and I said, hey guys, I just want to make sure we're good. I understand that that was an explosive moment. I feel like it'll make great TV eventually, but I just want to make sure we're good. Like, I'm not mad at y'all. Like, I'm not upset. I'm not angry. Like, it was a heated conversation, but we're good, right? Like, we've literally been talking to each other every day. We had hung out. Like, so after the event at Poetic's house, we all went out to dinner.
Mm.
The next day, we all went to Hershey's show to support her off camera. So we have been hanging out. The Super Bowl had came. I invited Andre and Poetic to my house to watch the Super Bowl. So we had all been cool. So I just
Wow.
wanted to make sure that even though we just argued, I don't want to get into it with people that I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with you guys, but I understand you guys, the conversation went where it went. I might have been elevated. You guys might have been elevated. You've been drinking. I've been drinking. I just want to
Right.
make sure that we're all good prior to everyone else getting here. Because at this time, no one was there but
Mm-hmm. But
no one
y'all.
was there but us. No one
Right.
else came for another hour, which was Rich.
Which fine. Right. Exactly.
Right. So I wanted to make sure before everybody gets here and this trip gets going that we are good. Because I'm not here to argue with people. Because for what? Like, we're good. Like, I
Right.
understand the argument just happened, but I'm trying to make sure that we're good.
We're good. Right. But it is not shown. So do you think you're being edited a certain
Well,
way?
no, that wasn't on camera. Like, that was just me
Okay.
coming to them as a friend because I thought
Right.
we were cool. That was
Right.
just
Right.
me coming to them as a friend, like, hey, y'all, we good, right? Like, I understand we just argue. Like, we good though, right? Like, it was a
Right.
scene.
Like
We argued.
we
Cameras are
over it.
cut now. Like, let's, the weekend
Right.
is just getting started. Ain't nobody even here yet. Like, we can squash this and move forward and have a great time.
Got you. And wow, it doesn't read like that next. So you brought up a point that Jayla didn't have surgery at the time of the mixer and that you had proof. But at that point, your phone was in your hand, you was about to hit him with the proof, but it got derailed. What proof did you have that at that time Jayla wasn't at the surgery she said she was at?
So after she hit me up to say, sorry she couldn't make it, blah, 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 and she followed me, I followed her back.
Okay,
So
okay.
upon following her back, after
Mhm.
the We Just Met Mixer, maybe like 2 weeks or so later, because the We Just Met Mixer was the end of January. So maybe
Got you.
like a week or two later, she posted herself in Miami having the surgery.
Oh, okay. So, but wasn't she couldn't come because she had just had surgery?
She had just had surgery. So I said, well, girl, I was like, here's the screenshot of you on your story saying you had surgery on February, blah, blah, blah. Because when she came to Palm Springs, she was still wearing her faja that you have to wear after you have surgeries. So I
Wow.
don't care. My thing is just like, girl, don't come beef with me when you were lying. If you just didn't want to come, just say, I don't want to come. It wasn't no big deal. I'm just like, girl, I'm just saying, I saw the story and I know when you had surgery because you posted it. People got to be careful what they post.
Listen, that's so weird. Like you can't call out and then be court on the jumbotron at the Eagles game when you supposedly be home with the COVID. Like that's a little weird. But I get what you're saying. So you like, well, since I knew at that time you've
Yeah,
been
I
lying.
knew you didn't have surgery at that time, girl. Like you just had surgery like 2-3 weeks ago before we came to the trip. But at that moment, you didn't have the surgery, girl. So maybe you was going home to get ready for the surgery. Maybe you couldn't afford to stay in LA another day because you needed to get ready to go home to get the surgery. Whatever the case may be, I don't care. But because now you're attacking me, so I have to attack you with what I saw on your story because you
Right.
posted.
Right, and and you being attacked because she's not attending, and you're calling her the phone. Who? Because she's not there.
You're
You
not
don't know
there.
what's
Like,
going
but
on.
never did I say anything derogatory. I'm just like, girl,
No,
don't argue with me about where you were at, girl. Because if we're gonna go there, let's go there, girl. You're the one who posted on February blah 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 day. Just had surgery. I'm laid up. I'm laying on my stomach. Girl, I know what it looks like when people get lipo, girl. You're not walking around no fucking 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart trying to
no.
get water, girl. You stock up on the water before you had a surgery.
Period. Listen, I had a C-section. I just got up, and he's 18 years old. So yes,
Hello,
I.
hello. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying, girl. You would have sent someone else to the store. And mind you, while she was on the phone with Andre, she turns the phone around to show us her car. Like, girl, you drove there?
Oh yeah, under medical, yeah, because that's you can't even be sitting up if you drive it. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of muscles to drop. Ooh, chalet. J Love, we gonna have to talk, girl, because
So
this
it's just like,
is.
I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care. People are acting as though I was so emotionally invested in the situation, and I didn't. But it's just like, don't try to gag me, girl, when it's like, girl, you're the one who posted these things. You're the one who said these things. So if you're going to try to come for me, girl, I'm just going to come for the facts. The facts are all I said was where you at. Now you're upset. And at that moment, you guys, mind you, I didn't know she was calling me names. I didn't know. So I'm still trying to not be an asshole because I didn't know she called me old. I didn't know she called me fat. I didn't know she talked about the only person who was there that could have told me was Hershey, and Hershey never came back and told me anything. So I'm still under the impression that I'm in the wrong because I'm the one that said something. So I'm trying to be nice about it. So when people are like, oh, she's scared, she's not saying nothing, she backpedaling, I'm like, no, I understand why she would be upset. If
Mm,
somebody told you that I said something about you and I never got a chance to talk to you, you should be upset. I get it. So I'm not going to attack you. But now at the point, girl, where you want to stand up and you want to get in my face and you want to call me all kind of old bitches and you want to do this and you want to do that, girl, let's go.
you know what? It seems that you take a different approach, and I like it. You like, I get why Jayla's mad because of who's taking this information back to you, and I'm not going to check you so much because you're mad because of false pretenses. I'm going to check the people that's taking this dumb stuff back to you the wrong way, and I see
Hello.
that. That makes a lot of sense now because you're keeping the same energy with Andre, Fly King I, and Official King Payne. If I
Yeah, so
must,
I'm not mad at her. So people are expecting me to be so mad at her and they're like, "Oh my god, why would you apologize?" Because my issue was not with her. I cannot be upset with her for being upset with what someone told her. My issue is with the
right.
people that told you. And I'm not even that upset with the people that told you. I'm
Mhm.
upset with one person
Mhm. Mhm.
because after you carried the bone and you told her what you told her, why do you keep jumping in it, sir? If you carry a bone, drop that thing off and go home.
And that one person happens to be Andre to make sure that the bones stay carried because
Exactly. You want to make sure that we're still beefing about what you started. So first you come outside to bother me and Rich when Rich is literally outside trying to calm me down because I'm hot. Like
yes,
after I don't know about nobody else, but when you're arguing and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's
yes.
up, like I'm hot. Like I could go home. I don't have to be here for this. I'm grown. I literally took a weekend off. The trip was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were supposed to leave Monday. Like I literally took off a whole weekend in order to be here. You know, you do hair Friday and Saturday are
Yes,
busy ass
that's the
days.
busy days, man. That's the money days. Throughout the
I
week,
did
good
not have to be here,
days.
honey. I could have got the Airbnb next door. I could
Right.
have been at the hotel. So Rich
Right.
is trying to calm me down, honey. He's giving me drinks, honey. He's giving me a little puff puff pass, and I don't
Mhm.
even really do that, honey. So he's trying to calm me down. So now
Mhm.
you come around the corner outside bothering us, flipping fans and shit.
Ooh, Yes, with Official Campaign's fan. I was like, how did he get his fan? Like, what had happened there? Like, that was definitely. But one thing we got to see was that first of all, I called you, Nicole, and Jayla meeting each other. Was Nikki and Cardi meeting each other again for the first time because it's two legendary people with big personalities are ready to get it. I'm glad that y'all made amends in that moment in that bedroom. But if it wasn't for Mel and Andre, it kind of took a different
Right.
turn.
And he tried to, as you see. So me and Rich were sitting there. Everything was calm. Everything was peaceful. Jayla came by and she was like, hey, maybe, tomorrow we can talk, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, like at this point, like I'm calm now. Let's just talk. Let's get it out the way. Let's just talk. Because I don't want to go to bed on all this. There's no need to go to bed on that. Because if you go to bed angry and then you wake up angry, like it might not. Let's just try to go to bed on a positive note. So when she sat down, I explained to her like, hey, girl, yes, I did say that.
I love that. I like
I
that you.
said that. However, comma, I'm good. However, comma, I don't have no control over how it was brought back to you.
Right.
And this is why I'm like, this is why I don't like the telephone game. I'm grown. We are no longer in an age where it's like, oh, girl, guess what so-and-so said about you? Oh, girl, guess what so-and-so said about you? Like, you know what I mean? So I can only control what I said and how I meant it. Even if Philly repeats to somebody exactly what I said, you don't know how I meant it.
It's the context behind
It's
it.
the context. This is why I do not like saying things through text message. You might put an exclamation point where you should have put a comma or just a period. And now I'm like, bitch, what are you talking to? Like, why are you exclamation pointing that thing when it's not that serious? Let's pick up the phone, let's call each other and let's talk about it. So I'm not upset with you for feeling how you feel. I'm just letting you know, hey, yes, I did say that it looked like you were at the dollar store, but it wasn't in reference to you getting your body done at the dollar store. It wasn't in reference to how your body looks. It's just like, if you're having surgery, girl, go lay down. Answer the phone laying down.
Right, act like you in pain.
Act like you in pain or something, right? So
called off today saying you sick. I better hear some mucus in your throat when I call to check up on you. Like that's
hello.
just.
I mean, we just watched it happen on Housewives. Marlo was mad at Kenya because she said she was sick. She couldn't come, but she had makeup on. Why you got makeup on, girl? You sick.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. So definitely.
So that was my point. So my point was not that, so when I said the telephone game, it wasn't to say that somebody's a liar. I was never calling anyone a liar. All I'm saying is Philly cannot tell anybody how I meant what I said.
That's true. I can only just say what she said. That's it. I can't
get what she said. I don't know if she was mad when she said it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was sad when she said it. I don't know if she was being a bitch when she said it. I don't know if it was malicious when she said it. This is just the words that she said. But if I'm sitting here telling you, hey girl, it wasn't that serious.
It wasn't
I
that
was
serious.
just joking. I don't actually give a fuck if you had surgery or not. I'm looking at you. So at some point there was a surgery and it looks great, girl. Congratulations. But it wasn't that serious in that moment. So for you to come around the corner, and they didn't actually show him entering the room because he entered the room aggressive as fuck. Like, telephone game, I'm not lying. You did say that. And that's why y'all see me sitting there like
yeah.
I'm not, because at that point I wasn't mad at him. I'm still not mad at you for telling her what I said because I repeated it 1,000 times. Now I'm mad at you though, because if two people are trying to squash something, who are you to come in the room and try to keep it going? If we're putting motherfucking fucking water on the fire, why are you coming with lighter fluid trying to keep it going?
Keep it going. True. Do you see what Official Campaign was saying about if something was done in public, it should be reciprocated in public? Like he was kind of called out to being a liar for that he didn't say.
No, absolutely. And I said it to him. I don't know if it ever got shown on the camera, but I said it to Jayla. Once I sat back and I thought about it, because the way that it was being made was like, as soon as he walked in, I was like, oh, you're Jayla's friend. She's not here. And it didn't happen that way. So when I thought about it for 2 seconds, because mind you, I have been drinking for 4 or 5 hours. So when I thought about it, after I thought about it and I was talking to Jayla, the first thing I said was, you know what? He's right. I did say that to him. But it was in respect to them trying to act like you're their friend and not his friend. And I was just like, well, if she ain't here, she ain't in the group. So who gives a fuck whose friend she is?
Right. But at the
I did say that, and I think that I did have a conversation with him. I can't confirm or deny if it happened on camera, but he and I definitely got to a good space. You'll see that as time goes on. Like, so Official Kingpin, you were not lying. The time frame wasn't necessarily mapping, but you were not lying, friend, and you are right. I did say that. And I admitted to saying that to Jayla, and she came back and said it to him. Absolutely.
Yeah. So some off chasing reality drama. It's been alleged that you recorded the official campaign without the king's knowledge. Is
I didn't
that
necessarily record him. Like we get mic'd a lot of times when we record stuff,
right?
and when we get mic'd, like we have to record it to our phones. So it's just
Oh,
like recordings on our phone. So it's not like a personal recording, like I personally
love
recorded
it.
him.
Like you
Yeah,
planted
it's on our
something.
phones. Like so, we send the footage in, so
Okay.
and Dario can use it for the footage, but it's still on my phone. Like
And was it a spicy conversation about somebody?
it was an actual bonding moment. Like King Pain and I have had bonding moments. You know what I mean? And the thing that like I live for King Pain. I love him. I think he is sweet as pie. I think he is so misunderstood. But
Yes,
I just want King Pain to stand on what he stands on. That's my
got it.
problem. Like I always ride for King Pain. Even though King Pain and Rich are not in a good space, I never try to treat King Pain bad because I'm friends
Right.
with Rich. I've
That's
tried
same
to bring them
here.
together. Yeah, I've
Mhm.
tried to bring them together. I've tried to have them talk about it. I've tried to have them squash it. I've invited them both to things that I knew that maybe they both didn't want to be at, but that's not my problem. If I'm cool with King Pain, I'm cool with King Pain. If I'm cool with Rich, I'm cool with Rich.
So,
I feel
yeah.
like their issue is not that big of an issue, but I don't feel like King Pain reciprocates that. I think King Pain, like, not that he bashes me when he's with certain people, but he doesn't
Ooh.
stand up for me.
I get it. Oh, I like that. I understand that. It's a difference. It's a difference from not standing up and not bashing. There isn't,
Right.
I like that. So, okay, King Payne, maybe y'all could work on that in y'all friendship. And same
Yeah,
thing with
so
Rich.
it's not about him saying negative things about me, but if people are saying negative things about me and you know me to be a cool person because we've hung out off the camera, on the camera, King Payne has slept at my house before. Like, if you know me to be a cool person, just say you know me to be a cool person. Like, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying. You don't have to agree with me, but just be neutral. You know what I mean? Like, don't be, on whatever side you're on at that moment. It's kind of like when you have kids and you be like, well, this is my favorite kid, whoever kid I'm
Yeah,
with right now.
yeah.
So if you're with Jayla, Jayla's the favorite. If you're with me, I'm the favorite. I don't need to be the favorite. I just need you to be neutral. And if people are talking about me, don't let them talk, because I don't let them talk about you, King Payne. I will
Right.
not let them bash you because I think that you are sweet as pie. Like, we've been outside together, we've had drinks together, we've laughed together. You spent time with my mom, you spent time at my house. Like, you're cool in my book. So I will not let anybody disrespect you. What they do on the internet has nothing to do with me.
There you go. So, official committee actually asked, why do you think him and Rich Baum are not friends? Like, why do you think what the issue may be between them two, from your
It's petty
perspective?
as shit to me. It's so petty. It's so petty to me. The issue between King Pain and Rich is about stuff that happened in the beginning of the season. If Rich did not like your music, King Pain, that's his opinion. It's okay. Like, I understand that you're an artist and you're sensitive about your shit, but if
Right.
that was his opinion, do not be mad 7 months later because he doesn't like it. You know what I mean? When I literally pulled you guys both to the side, like, we've invited you to things, and Rich was like, I don't have no problem with this man. But King
Mhm.
Pain, you get in your feelings because I get it. You're very sensitive. What people don't understand about King Pain is he's very sensitive. He takes things to
Yeah.
heart, and he
Mhm.
has a huge heart. So when he feels like his heart is broken or somebody tries him, like, he
Well,
just
thank
attacks. And
you.
his
Good.
mouth is vicious.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell.
So
He
at
was.
this point, King Pain felt a type of way because of things that Rich has said, and his mouth has attacked. And now Rich is just like, well, fuck him, da da da. And I'm like, Rich, he was offended. His feelings were hurt. Like, do not be upset with him for something he said out of his feelings. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just
I
petty.
got it. I got it.
Yeah.
So
So,
both
but
of
at the
them.
end of the day, King Pain,
You
at the
think
end
they're
of
the
the day,
same?
King Pain, like, I fuck with you. I like you. I don't have any problems with you. I think that you are a super sweet person. I'm looking you in your eyeball on your platform and telling you that when you and I've had personal conversations, you are a cool dude. Do not allow this social media stuff, this internet stuff, what people say. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to say whatever they're going to say. Like, you don't always have to attack because people attack.
I totally understand that. So I only got a few more questions left, and then our time is gonna come to an end, and I'm so
Oh my
sad.
God, yes.
Oh,
Let's
it's
talk
been so
about
much
it.
time. We were talking, you've been popping your shit. So my few questions are pocket shaming. What do you say to people who say you pocket shame, that you throw around labels a lot, you throw around money all the time, but yet still they saying that you're broke, that you not
Can I,
scheduling
is
clients.
there a receipt? When have I ever pocket shamed anyone?
I mean, Andre has said that you always bring up money.
But have
You
I
always,
brought it up? Have you guys ever seen it? Me and Andre got into a Twitter battle about who paid what for this trip, and that was the first time I talked about money. Now, here's the funny thing, Phil. Let's talk about it. Now, who has mentioned labels? I ain't never mentioned labels, baby. I shop at Ross. I shop on Sheen. I shop on Fashion Nova. Honey, I shop at Steve Madden. Now, who's the girl on this cast that talked about labels from the first episode that I was with them in?
that was Fly King Eye. That was the
Now,
first. It was
whose
the
best friend is that?
Andres.
But
Oh,
I'm the one who talks about labels. I've never talked about a label. He literally shamed me on Twitter talking about Steve Madden. I have a model for you. Bitch, Steve Madden costs $100 to $200. That's not cheap.
what's your leg? That
So
is
what
true.
day did I pocket shame anybody? There
Yeah,
was literally a scene at Poetic's house where I walked in and Andre was like, oh, here she is, the rich bitch. I've never called myself rich, y'all. I work hard.
that's right.
And I'm proud of everything that I work for, but I never talk about money. Y'all don't know how much money I make.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Y'all
I
don't know
mean,
how much money I got in my bank account. Bitch, this motherfucking bodysuit right here, baby. Let me tell y'all, honey, it came from the Forever 21, honey.
baby, listen, this is she by Shein. Okay, it's a
Hello,
little
you see what I'm
thing
saying? Like,
that
I
put
shop,
together.
bitch, these earrings right here, honey, they're very, very cute, honey, but they came from downtown LA, honey, for $20. I don't
Yeah.
care about labels. I don't care about name brands. I like nice handbags, yes.
I like nice bundles. I
I
don't play
I
about
like
my
nice
hair.
jewelry. Like these bracelets are real diamonds. These I don't care about because I'm gonna change them every day,
Right,
every other day. You know what I mean?
right.
I like to spend my money on experiences. That's why I said I would pay $300 for everybody to go on the trip because I'd rather have an experience than an outfit. I'm gonna wear this outfit right now, honey, and y'all might not see it again because guess what? This interview is gonna live on forever. So how many times am I gonna wear this outfit?
Forever. I mean, I'm just why you not
You see
gonna
what I'm
wear
saying? Like
it
this interview is gonna live on. So I might wear it to work or I might wear it to dinner,
again?
but I can't really wear it like that, honey. That's why it only cost me $25 because I don't care. I don't care about labels. I don't care about stuff like that. Like me spending a lot of money doesn't mean I talk about money. Because you see me spend money or you see me pull out a certain type of credit card, it doesn't mean I talk about money. There's no episode or there's no reference on this show where you've seen me say how much money I made. They came to my house. And because it's a big house and it was decorated nicely and there were nice decorations and there was a chef there like, ooh, she got money.
Ooh, right. And
They
they
came to that conclusion. I never said that.
yeah, okay.
Because I
See,
think that it's tacky to talk about money. Now, what I will say is, honey, like, I feel like broke people split checks. That's how I feel. I don't care. If me and
okay.
Philly go out and Philly invites me out, if Philly invites me out, child, I expect Philly to pay for me, honey, because you invited
Oh
me out.
yeah, baby. I got you all the
You
cheesesteaks
see what
and
I'm
other
saying? You see
you
what I'm saying?
know.
If I invite you out, I'm gonna pay for you. And I think that they're not used to that. They're so used to being like if it was that I was in charge of the cash trip, like he was in charge of the cash trip, I would have booked the house that I initially wanted, and I would wait to get the money back from the people.
That's what you said. Yes,
That's what
exactly.
I said. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for people to send me $1, send me this, send me that, and lose out on 2, 3 houses because of the money. Because you allege you got it, right?
Yeah,
You
that's
got it,
true.
Andre, right? You're your stylist favorite stylist. Where's the money?
Show me the money. Ooh, let me
You're your
find.
stylist favorite stylist, honey. But when I watched his interview with you, honey, he said he was managing apartments.
Yes, he was collecting the rent. You popping your shit, Nicole. Look at you. Not the. He was collecting the rent. He was playing bookman. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. Um, but yes, so you still got your businesses. Okay, tell me what is next for Miss Nicole Rae. What is next outside of change?
For me, honestly, like the salon is doing amazing. We just celebrated a couple of months ago 5 years being in business, which is big for me. I was a booth runner for a long time, you know what I mean? And to celebrate 5 years in the midst of a 2-year pandemic, like I'm proud of me for holding the fort down and for supporting my stylist, supporting myself, and keeping it going. The hairline is doing amazing. The bonnets are selling off the shelf. I'm gonna send you one. Make sure you send me your address immediately. Like the bonnets are selling off the shelf, guys. I'm just having fun. Like for Nicole Rae, it's just about fun. I'm at a place in my life where I've worked hard for a long time to get here, honey. I'm just trying to fall in love, honey. Start a life, honey. I'm like Beyonce, honey. I want to quit my job and fall in love, goddamn it. You know what I mean? Like so for me. It's
Y'all
just that
better.
I'm having fun. Like I want to create more genuine moments. I want to help people. I'm excited for you guys to see the rest of the season. Like I know that I came off as the villain or the bitch or the asshole, and you know
Yeah.
it always. I'm a strong personality. Like I get it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's like Henny. You gotta take used to it. You know, once you get used to it,
yeah,
it goes down.
exactly. You know what I mean? But I'm excited that you guys get to see me. You guys get to see me like this. You guys get to see me in my element. Like I'm a cool person. I just like to have fun. I don't care nothing about the money because at the end of the day, we can always make some more money, Philly. We can't
I
get time.
love it.
I might die tomorrow and everything that I work for is going to be in vain. I don't have no children. I don't have anybody to lead this shit to. So I don't care about no money, y'all.
I
Like
give
we can,
you some. I give you some kids. I
you
trust
got
me.
some girl.
I got some kids.
My man that I'm dating, honey, would like to have some child, but I
I
just
don't
don't know if
get
that's what I
it.
would like to do.
I carry y'all kids, you know, as long as your man ain't got a big head. I'm not getting pushing on the big head,
He
baby.
don't have no big head.
Okay, okay. As long as the head is cool. Other than that, I'll carry you, baby, for you. You know, we can do that. We'll set something up, you
But you
know.
know, for me, I just want to have fun. Like I hope that the remainder of this season, you guys get to see us having fun. You guys get to see us celebrating milestones because that's
Yeah.
what I expected going into this. I expect, you know what I mean. I would have loved to have been at King Payne's 10,000 subscriber event.
You
I would have loved.
coming. You will be at the next one. It's gonna be
Yeah,
the
I
third
would love to. I
one.
want to celebrate milestones like that. You know what I mean? I'm excited for you guys to see myself and King Payne spend more time together. I'm excited for you guys to see different moments. Like I'm just here for the positivity. Like I get it. We have to have arguments. We have to have drama, but I don't feel like they have to be all dragged out, blown out. Like it don't have to be as serious. Like because we don't hate each other. We don't know each other enough to hate each other.
Hate each other. Got it. Exactly. Now, I want to ask you about this last recipient that I snatched from your Twitter, and that was about a tweet that you had put out about favoritism. Uh,
Okay.
Producer, do we have it? Do we got that one about the favoritism? And you know, Q had to answer that, and I'm like, no, don't answer. You know, did you mean that, Taurus? Here we go. There go the recipient right there. And all you
Ooh,
said was, I'm
child.
curious.
Y'all better do y'all research.
We got our research going. You see that right there? Yes. You know, and you know, you tweeted, so we're really out here playing favorites. You know, no address, no ad, nothing. And then we got our, you know, Q answered it and said, you know, since I know this, what we say? Since I know this for me, no, I don't play Quan got me up here screaming in my eyes, but it's okay. Y'all see the receipts. Y'all know what he said.
No, I can address it. I know what was said. I know what's going on. So here's the thing. I that was not necessarily meant for him, honey. I was in Atlanta. I was having a grand old time, honey. It was a lot of things going on. Now here's the thing. Now it's a lot of people that wear size 10 shoes. So if this particular size 10 was not meant for you and you would like to step in it, that's fine. But it was hurtful to me, honestly. Like it was hurtful, it was disrespectful, and it kind of went to show that there is some form of a favoritism thing going on. Because in what world would the boss address an employee on social media?
Ooh, when Reese G kind of got into some situations when he was the boss.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like I own a salon. I literally have several employees. I don't care if the employee tagged the red carpet hair studio. There's no world where I'm going to air our dirty laundry on social media. If you as an underling does that, that's fine. But me as the owner and the boss, I'm never going to address it on social media. I'm going to call you, I'm going to email you, I'm going to text you, or I'm going to wait till I see you at the salon. Right. So for him to do that, it was kind of disrespectful to me and it was hurtful all at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I've never been anything but nice to Q. Like I've never been anything but a hard worker. I've never been anything but give my all. Like I've given my all to this platform for a year now. We've been filming this show for a year now.
A year, wow, exactly.
They don't pay for our adventures. They don't pay for our activities. They don't pay things that you guys see me throw or things that you guys see me do on the show. That's my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me. So why, even if I was addressing you, and I never said that I was.
No ad on it, right?
I did not at you. I did not hashtag anything, honey. If you check my Twitter, honey, I hashtag chasing LA quite a bit.
Yes, you use
so if I did not at you or if I did not hashtag chasing LA, it was very unprofessional of you to think that it was about you. But you know what they say, a hit dog will holler.
But you know what? Another thing is, I kind of said maybe somebody was in his ear that said, "Hey, that was about you." Nicole said this about you, just like
maybe it was his favorites on the show. Maybe it was his favorites on the show.
I would have to ask you about that. Like, 'cause what gave you that? Because I would have took it like, a man, like, oh, so you playing favorites on me tonight? It could have been your man.
Right.
It could have been, what I'm saying, Periana to the period. That's right, official campaign. That's right.
I
You
mean,
know,
it goes back to King Payne asking why wasn't he invited to my friendsgiving? Like production had control over who came and who didn't.
so production, we being messy production. No, not messy. Okay, now last question is, and this came from, one of the fans, like I said. Can you tell us what's going on with the chasing G status situation, with the chasing LA and chasing G status? What is your take on all of that? What do you know about it? What's your take?
It's very. I don't know about any beefs or anything like that. So let's talk about it since we're talking about it, honey, and we've been here and we're talking about it. The way that I came in contact with the whole G status brand was through chasing.
Okay. I get
There was a magazine cover that featured a few of us, and the editor-in-chief of the magazine is one of the executive producers of G Status.
Oh, okay. All right. So I see the correlation here. So why is there beef? What is going on? Like,
I don't have any beef. I don't know who else has. I think that in the web reality world, there's this beef that's unspoken of for no reason, even though, you know what I mean? It's like supporting this platform versus supporting TTV. Like, you can support all of them.
I get what
You
you're
see
saying.
what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like there's this underlying beef that nobody talks about, but everybody knows that it's this beef. And I didn't know nothing about it, honey. I'm brand new. I know nothing about it. All I know is Chasing LA set up an interview with a certain magazine, and the editor-in-chief of that magazine works for G Status. So that's how I integrated and met some of the G Status people. So in meeting some of those people, they were cool. Like, and if you cool, you cool. If you rock with me, I rock with you. I'm too grown to be like, oh my God, well, you're this G Status and we're chasing. I'm too grown for that, child. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. Philly, if me, you know, that would be like, it's just like, okay, so Rich Bomb came over here, did an interview with you on King Payne's platform, right?
Yes, he stepped into the home of the situation. I gave him props for that.
Him and King Payne at the current moment are not in a good space. However, you are the one doing the interview. So regardless of whose platform it is, if I rock with you, I rock with you. One thing has nothing to do with the other. So it's crazy to me for people to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she supports them. I can't believe she hangs out with them. Like, baby, like if I like a nigga that's over there and he like me, honey, he treats me good, baby, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I can't like you, honey, because you're on this particular show. Child, I don't give no fuck about that.
I know that's why you're not gonna pass up on the good men just because from the other gang. Okay, we just gonna be two different gangs. That's just what it is.
And why can't we all be in a gang together? At the end of the day, if one platform supports the other platform, like we're all in this thing together. We're all in this together. It's one web reality world. So at the end of the day, I can support the Lituation. I can support TTV. I can support King Payne's channel. I can support anyone who's supporting me. Now, if you're a negative influence in this web reality world, I'm not going to support you. But if you're positive and you're posting me, like you and I have had conversations offline, and it's always positive. So I don't care if me and King Payne just had a tip. I'm not going to not come here because I support you. And I still support King Payne because we're in this together. It's very childish and it's very petty and it's very trivial. Bitch, you can watch Love and Hip Hop. You can watch Married to Medicine. You can watch Basketball Wives. You can watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. You can watch all these things and still support them all.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Not have to pick a side and do all that. You can be all places and not at the same time. That's absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. And you know what, Nicole? Thank you so much for being
here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you so much. Like, I was so excited to come here because I know there's been a lot of things said. I know there's been a lot of other interviews. People get this notion of me because the way that they chop and screw these interviews. And, you know, it's good to be able to speak your mind.
What? Is we getting a proposal? Is you on one knee, Mr. Barrett? Is you on one knee? Let me find out you're on one knee right now.
People, you know, thank you. Hi, babe. People get these inklings of what things are, you know what I mean? And it's not until you get to speak to people and hear from their perspective, because it's one thing for how they paint stuff on the TV. It's one thing for how different people interview and tell you one thing. Like, as you can see, I didn't come here to bash nobody else, honey. I just came here to clear things up, even though I've watched several interviews that were not so kind when it came to me.
That was
But I'm
true.
not here to bash nobody, honey. They make great TV. It ain't for
That's right.
me because I'm not here for all that extraness. But I'm not here to bash y'all. It's about me clearing my name and speaking my truth and just being who I am at the end of the day. And I appreciate you guys for giving me this opportunity. King Pain, we'll have to chat soon because I know there's some trouble in the water, King Pain. But I still love you, friend. I still support you. I still appreciate you. I still think that you are amazing, honey. I still live for you, saying, honey, period to the period to the periana, honey. And you're still gonna move down the street and be my goddamn neighbor.
Period. He's gonna be a good neighbor too. Like really,
No,
honestly, he's gonna be great.
King Pain is a hoot. I'm trying to tell y'all. I just want King Pain to be true to what he is and who he is and not get so wrapped up in this. Like this life, this reality world, this drama, this mess, it can take over us and it can make us turn evil and cold and not know who we can trust. And at the end of the day, like we have to look at the person for the person. You see what I'm saying? Like
And that's exactly why I wanted to do this interview with you because I didn't want nobody to say the villain and keep pushing that narrative because you're not. You're just being you. You're bold. It's a lot to take, but once you understand it and break it down and literally get the context behind what you're saying out of your mouth, I hope the Crown family, the Royal Crown family, y'all have taken a different approach on Miss Nicole, and y'all would now see where she's coming
Right. I
from.
was trying to read the comments, honey, but it was too stressful. I couldn't keep focused on that
The
interview. So
comments are
I don't
good.
know
The
what
comments
people
are
said.
good.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all said. Hopefully y'all liked me, King Pain. I love you to death. I see you were in the comments. I love you to death, King Pain. We'll have to link up very, very soon. Thank you for having me on your channel. Thank you for allowing Philly to interview me. Philly, thank you for being so professional. Like, and that's what I've noticed. And that was the reason why I agreed to do it, even though we did like a soft one a while back. And it was just me being cool. It was just me being cool and being like, oh, King Pain, love you too. It was just me being cool and be like, oh, I'll hop on with y'all real quick. You remember, I was at the salon, honey, like, let me get back to my play. But,
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that you're non-biased and you give everyone an opportunity to speak their truth. It's unfortunate that certain people use their interviews to bash other people because this is about me. It's not about bashing nobody else. It's not about making nobody else look bad. It's about speaking my truth as it pertains to me, and I don't have to throw nobody else under the bus to speak my truth.
That's right. And I wanted everybody to get to know Nicole outside of chasing reality. Yes, we see what we see, but also let's get into her city, what she's about. And I hope you guys replay gang, get in, drop those comments underneath at the bottom. If you have any questions, we're going to put them up right now. We see official campaign in the chat. Nicole, you've been awesome sauce. Please tell everybody while we get the comments together, the questions. Tell everybody where they can find you at, where they can get them bonnets and bundles. Get ready to put their code at. So tell everybody where
Period. So you guys can find me on every social media platform at Nicole Rae here. That's Nicole Rae RAEHAIR. And then you guys hit me up on Nicole Rae here, and I'll send you guys to the website for the bonnets and things of that nature. I have somebody from my team get back with you. But if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on OnlyFans, no, I'm just kidding. I don't have one of those. I'm just kidding, child. I'm too shy, child. I'm like over here, like making sure my titty don't fall out right now. But no, if you guys are on all social media platforms, hit me up at Nicole Rae here. It's right there underneath my name. Hit me up, and you guys can place your orders for your bonnets. They're $18 plus shipping. They're literally amazing. Like I tell you, like when I tell you, honey, they will keep your hair laid, honey. They will keep your edges together, child. Like they will keep you on point, honey. King Pain. I'm waiting for King Pain to drop these photos, honey. I did a little promo, honey, for King Pain's hairline, honey. I'm waiting for these photos to come out, child.
I got you in style, King and Nicole here. Get ready to do a collab. I can see this
Oh, see,
coming.
Nye Peep says she loves her Nicole bonnets. Yes, honey. Thank you for supporting, honey. I appreciate you. The bonnets are epic. If you guys need some hair, if you need some, if you guys have some questions, if you guys have business questions, if you want to know about starting your own business, if you want to know about buying a home as a self-employed person, anything, I'm honestly here to help. Like we don't get to show enough of that on the show. But we have to look out for each other. Like, Philly, as a hairstylist, honey, we're self-employed. So it's not a lot of programs. It's not a lot of people that are going to give us the knowledge that we need to purchase homes, to purchase businesses, to file our taxes, to do this, to do that. You know what I mean? It's so much cash and carry when it comes to this industry. So if there's any questions anybody has, if there's any information, just hit me up. I always respond to DMs, you guys. I'm not shady like that. Contrary to popular belief, honey, my DMs are open. Just don't send no nasty stuff.
No, because her fiance, I'm pulling it out there right now. Her fiance in the comments and he's scary, y'all. Okay, because he's like, y'all better not say nothing
Don't
about
send no nasty stuff, y'all. But if y'all have some business questions, if y'all want to know some hair questions, you know, if you guys want to know anything of that nature, just hit me up and I'm more than willing to help.
Definitely. Nicole, you've been wonderful. Y'all know where y'all can find me at Instagram, Philly Chica 2016. Hit me up, hit me in my DMs. But again, you send me anything, I will post it publicly. So if you don't want your monster out there, I will put it up on my story and make fun of it. You can
King
also
Payne said, how's my podcast going? King Payne, let me tell you something. I've been so busy, child. I'm terrible, King Payne. I was trying to talk to you, King Payne, about getting my stuff going, but I'm so busy, King Payne. Like, I've been meaning to, like, we started and then we didn't even release the episodes because I got so busy. Like, child, King Payne, I don't know how you juggle all that, King Payne. King Payne, we have to sit down off camera and talk about it because I got to get back into it. Like, we filmed a lot of episodes, but we just have not put them out yet, y'all, because Messy Monday, honey. I've been so busy.
You getting all these followings and stuff. You got to get
right,
people.
and it's so terrible. But I'm gonna put it out. I still have the episodes, you guys. I still have everything. Like, and I be so busy between the salon and filming this show. Like, people don't understand what it takes to film a show between confessionals and episodes and styling and interviews and this and that. Like, it's a lot, y'all. Like, but I'm gonna get back to it, guys. I'm gonna have King Payne on there, honey, so the Crown family, honey, can come through, honey, and King Payne can talk to us about the things, honey, and we're gonna have it's gonna be a collab, honey. Boom.
I like that. You should do it like an in bed with Nicole thing, like they used to do.
Y'all
like
saw me in the bed on the after show, child. Me and Rich, y'all saw
you
me in the bed.
that little thing, you and Rich a little bit. I had this whole thing in my mind that you, Poetic, and Rich Bomb had this thing going. Oh, one of my questions was, what did you think about that scene where Jayla was dry humping Poetic at the snack thing? What did you think about that?
Now, mind you guys, like, honestly, I saw it, but I did not see it. I saw it, like, I embraced Poetic when he got there, but I saw it, but I was so mad at Andre at the moment that, like, I was literally, like, just so engulfed in that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see that kiss. I didn't see them humping. I didn't see none of that, y'all. But it gets more spicier, honey. Baby, y'all didn't get no episode this week, but next week, honey, oh, Lord, child.
I cannot wait, because when I saw, I was like, J-Law, Poetic, and we had him up. He was so humble and nice, and
But it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse, child. Oh my God. Oh, it gets worse, baby. Oh my God. I wish the episode would have came on yesterday so we could have talked about it today, child. But next week's episode.
You gotta come back. You guys come back. You gotta tell me about it. You would not talk about Jayla. And I'm like, what the hell happened that you won't talk about Jayla?
It gets worse, y'all. It baby, a lot happens.
Oh, baby. On that note,
if you watched the trailer, you saw King Payne and Poetic talking about. If you watched the trailer, but I'm not gonna say too much, honey. But if you watch the trailer, honey, they tiptoed on it just a little bit, honey. But y'all don't see, child.
Just give me a little toe, a little pinky toe more. Give me a little pinky toe more.
You didn't hear King Payne on the trailer, honey, and Poetic talking, and Poetic said, did King Payne have a problem with Poetic sleeping in a certain room?
Oh, it was more than some dry humping going on.
Well, I know. Well, maybe somebody dry humped on him and somebody actually humped on him. I don't know.
Oh my God. You know what? Let me get my investigation on. I got to end this live. I'm getting ready to go look. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if I can get a leaked episode so I can watch this, because I can't wait.
If you watch social media, honey, you see who Poetic is canoodling with, honey, after the fact. If you watch social media, honey, where's your investigators, honey?
I got some investigations. I know some things.
Where's your investigations?
The interview I want to release it on, but I know some things, about my producer now. We have been talking, so we know some things, but let's wait till the next interview. We can't release it now.
But it gets good. It gets good, y'all. And it's not all drama. Like, it gets good. It's a lot of things that happen that, I don't even know how it happened, You don't know. What do they be putting in this liquor, y'all? I don't know, child.
What? Let me find out. Let me find out.
The good
You know what?
man.
Thank you so much. Everybody, like I said, you can find me on my Cash App. That's Philly Chica 01. You know, if you like this interview, you want to tip a host, just,
Tip Philly, honey. She did amazing, honey. Send all my tips to her. Tip her down, honey. Show her some love, honey. I appreciate y'all for appreciating me, honey. Stay tuned. Keep watching Chasing LA, honey. Let's see if me and Official King Payne stab each other. Let's see what happens.
each other.
Just
Oh, no.
stay tuned to see what goes on, honey. Stay tuned to see how the drama unfolds, y'all. So far, so good. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of drama, honey, but it's highs and lows. So stay tuned for the highs as well as the lows, honey, and just stay tuned to everything that's about to go on next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
5 p.m. Central, I don't know, whatever Pacific, whatever the
Yes.
times are, 8 p.m. East Coast time, 5
Right.
p.m. my time, y'all. I don't know the time.
Exactly. It's something like that. I got public school education. That is Nicole Rae. I am Philly Chica. Thank you so much for being here, everybody, for hanging out with us. Like, share, comment, subscribe. This has been another royal interview with another royal person, Nicole Rae, and we are out of here. Bye.